Up and down, there and back, entire game, who we attack. We take our time, we'll head it back. We on our heels, counter-attack. Fake that wall pass, get into the open man. We hitting angles on angles, don't let that three-line pass. It's a short field, so we don't need them long runs. We need the seventh man to help us till it's all done. Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. We getting loud, we standing proud. Our hand clap is getting insane now. Hear the screams, hear what I mean? Ontario Fury. Everybody stand, everybody wave your hands. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario. Everybody stand, everybody clap. We the seventh man, Ontario fans. Say it loudly, say it proudly. Ontario, what? Ontario.
Any day that ends in Y is a beautiful day to play indoor soccer, and it is a real treat to be bringing to you tonight live MASL action on a Tuesday. We want to welcome everybody out there to beautiful Toyota Arena in Ontario, California, and for those watching on MASL TV as Utica City comes into town to square off against the Ontario Fury. My name is Christian Philly Filliman. Joining me in the booth tonight, the Dr. Jonathan Reimer.
Folks, it's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you, Philly. We are coming at you live from beautiful Ontario, California, and we would like to go ahead and apologize to the incoming UCFC players and fans for the unseasonably cold weather we are having here in Ontario. It is a frigid 60 degrees outside. My goodness. In addition, folks, Gong Hai Fat Choi and Happy Lunar New Year to each and every one of you. Philly, they say with the new year comes new luck, and my goodness, could the Fury use some new luck today, coming off of back-to-back grueling shootout losses at the hands of the San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars.
History has a funny way of repeating itself, and speaking of which, both of these teams don't have that much history. Since Utica City left Syracuse and made the Handshake City their home, they've only played the Ontario Fury once, and that one time was recently when the Fury took the trip out to the Northeast to the Adirondack Bank Center and narrowly escaped with a 4-3 victory. It took a last-minute goal by Robert Palmer to propel the Fury to victory, and since then, that was their last W in regular season. Since then, the Fury have had back-to-back overtime losses here in Toyota Arena.
Well, we're hoping that history repeats itself once again tonight versus UCFC for our Fury. We've mentioned the Fury coming off of back-to-back losses, but Philly, UCFC riding a 6-game losing streak coming into this game.
This is a team that is powered by Moises Gonzalez, who did not make the trip out to the Northeast. But that doesn't mean that Utica City doesn't have more arrows within their quiver. They, of course, have Christian Segura. They have Joey Tavernisi, Nate the Kid Bordeaux, and of course the big man, the captain, Bo Yelovitz. But the thing is, they only average 4 goals per game, Doctor, and that is not going to be enough if they want to come into Ontario and walk out with a W.
The Fury, of course, averaging about 6 goals per game. We know about the power packed in the UCFC offense. But of course, the Fury are packing the likes of Frank Tayu, Justin Stinson, Pacheco, De Leon, defenders that have really stepped up this year in Thiago Gonçalves, and of course, last time's game winner versus UCFC, none other than Roberto, the Berto Bomb Palmer himself.
Now you know the major players. Let's get into the keys to the game, Doctor.
Well, our first key to the game is simply to just play Fury soccer. Execute the X's and O as Coach Jimmy Nordberg has lined it up. Stick to the game plan, and they will come out victorious tonight, Philly.
In addition to that, you don't want to play down to your opponents. Any team can win on any given night, and despite the fact that this team comes in with a losing record, means nothing. What the Fury need to do is get on the boards and get on the boards early and score as much as possible. That will give them the confidence and the boost that they need to walk out of this game with a victory.
Our third key to the game is simply move off the ball. The movement from the offensive players when defenders have the ball is simply not to the standard that our coaching staff has certainly desired. And if they've got to get that egg beater moving, they've got to get those legs working if they're going to create that space and open up those channels to create the offensive attack, Philly.
The Fury's Achilles heel all season long has been defending against the extra man, the penalty kill, and the sixth attacker. If they find themselves in a position where head coach Ryan Hall can utilize the sixth attacker, the Fury are going to be in a bit of trouble. They have not done a good job defending against the sixth attacker. If they can, that is certainly the difference between a victory, a loss, an overtime, and a shootout.
Well, we've got some football royalty in the house tonight, too. I don't know if you're aware of this, Philly, but we've got a 41-year-old 2002 FIFA World Cup winner. We've got a two-time FIFA Player of the Year.
Doctor.
No. We've got a guy who's won a Ballon d'Or. We've got a guy who's got 157 goals for Brazil. We're talking 511 career goals. We're talking teams like PSG, Barca,
Doctor!
Milan. What?
You're talking about Ronaldinho. Yes, there's a Ronaldinho here. Yes, you're talking about the legendary Ronaldinho. But something both those players have in common, none of them are in the building today. Not here, not today, no way.
Wait, you mean there's two Ronaldinhos?
Yep, none of them are in the building, Doctor. Throw that out the window.
Oh, well, I guess my game notes for the day are a scratch. Oh well.
And bearing that in mind, folks, stay tuned. We will be back in just a couple of moments for the kickoff tonight on a Tuesday, live on MASL TV, Utica City, Ontario Fury. Stick around and we will be back in just a couple of moments.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Everyone on MASL TV land, welcome to beautiful Toyota Arena here in Ontario, California for this matchup versus UCFC for your Ontario Fury. Folks, we'd like to take a moment to thank Chill Brands. Chill is the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the club, Chill Brands. The official match ball of the MASL is designed and produced by Flight. Expertly designed for the indoor game, Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything. Philly, we've got a team coming into the game today that is riding a 6-game losing streak, but packing some star power. Take us through some of these top scorers and, hot targets for this UCFC offense.
Look, Utica City is a team that, well, within its infancy, came out in 2018. They had positive records. They were solid in their first couple of seasons. They find themselves in a situation that they're not used to being in. Look, this team is much, much better than their 2-8 record, and there's so many all-stars on that team. Of course, the big man, Bo Yelovitz, on the turf. You got Joey Tavernisi. You got Nate Bordeaux. You've got Tim Goldman, another player that has emerged this season that has been fantastic. And, of course, we want to talk about the new signings. Utica City went on a tear, signing 4 new players over the course of the past couple of weeks. You got the return of Everton, a Milwaukee Wave legend. 3 titles with the Milwaukee Wave in his 7 years there. Then you got Pablo da Silva, 22 years in the league, a coach and a player. Just so many people here, and we're going to be back in just a couple of moments. We got 13-year-old Gwendolyn Stacy about to give us the Star Spangled Banner. We'll be back with more information in just a couple of moments.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the ragged regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Bravo. That was a beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, sung by 13-year-old Gwendolyn Stacy. Doctor, when I was 13, I still wore Velcro sneakers because I didn't know how to tie my shoes. This young girl singing the Star Spangled Banner in the most beautiful way at a professional sporting event. Wow, I am in awe.
What a set of pipes that young lady has. My goodness, she can really belt it. Blowing us out here. That was incredible.
Tuesday night action. It is, look, we know that there's a lot of games that occur on the weekends, but the fact that we've got MASL on a Tuesday is a really, really cool thing. And we want to thank everybody out on the East Coast for staying up tonight and watching this game with us. And of course, we want to thank everybody on the West Coast for being with us as well. I can't wait. Ontario, Utica City, the second time they're meeting up this season. This should be a good one because both of these teams are in desperate need of a regulation W.
Amen. Let's not go to a shootout once again. Not 3 in a row, please. Folks, so you can see our match officials dropping that flight ball at center field, and we'd like to remind you that the officials for today's match are brought to you by Capelli. Capelli is the official uniform sponsor of the MASL game officials. Today's officials are crew chief Kia DePana. Our ref is going to be Brian Miller. Our assistant ref, Brian Elliott. Our fourth official, Andy Waller. In the penalty box, we've got Dan Sobieski and George Noom for tonight's game, Philly.
Just a couple of moments away from the start of tonight's Tuesday night matchup. Looking down on the turf, Doctor, we see Nate Bordeaux. We see Bo Yelovitz. We see Christian Segura. We see Everton. It is so crazy that Everton is back and playing. He looks like he's in fighting shape. Literally, he looks like he's in fighting shape. Domenico Vitali, and in between the pipes, we got Brian Wilkin, a newcomer to this Utica City roster, recent graduate from Nazareth College. On the Fury side, we see Chris Toth in between the pipes, Thiago Gonçalves, Robert Palmer, never mind, he's coming up to the bench, Uzi Tayu, Justin Stinson, Jesus Pacheco, Nestor Hernandez. Ontario Fury, Utica City, live, Toyota Arena, moments away. We can't wait. Let's go. Indoor soccer back in action.
We got some late scratches for both teams. UCFC without Obasi, without Gonzalez, without Ronaldinho, without Logan Roberts, Wanalava, Jake Schindler, Junior Alenkar, Thompson Godoy, and Slavishna Ubi Peripovic all out tonight, Philly.
And despite the fact that these two teams haven't really met each other, and there's a ball dangerously close to getting in net. Despite the fact that Ontario hasn't squared off against Utica City, there's about 6 or 7 players that the Fury saw last season. Of course, there are players that went on and played with the Florida Tropics. There are players that played with the St. Louis Ambush, players that were on with the Tacoma Stars. So there are a couple of these fellas that the Fury have seen last season. Action coming in, Domenico Vitali getting by Thiago Gonçalves, passing to Nate, the kid, Bordeaux. Passes it to Everton. I never thought I would get to call Everton's matchup. He retired 3 years ago. He was coaching the St. Louis Ambush, and now he's back in action. Whistle on the turf, Doctor.
Well, speaking who's going to be out of action, the Fury tonight are going to be without Alan Perez, Brian Quintanilla, of course Mike Ande Abreu, Emmanuel Aguirre, Q Froze, Frankie Gonzalez, Abdul Mansoure, and sadly, Willie Spur still expected out another 5 to 6 weeks with that proximal tibia plateau fracture.
We saw him at the conclusion of the last matchup on Sunday. He was in good spirits. He can't wait to get back. Fury faithful will love to get him back as soon as possible. There's an interception by Utica City. Tim Goldman on the ball, battling with Robert Palmer. It is number 24. Quentin Swift on the attack. Passes out to Tim Goldman. Tim Goldman out up top to the yellow line.
Willie, we know you're watching the game from home. We're wishing you the speediest of recoveries, amigo. Hopefully we get to see you back out there soon.
Big Rav Tab, Joey Tavernisi battling it off with Johnny Topete. Whistle on the turf. Looks like it's going to be a foul on the Fury. Ball comes back to Utica City. And, Doctor, looking at the turf, another player again I never thought we'd call again, Pablo Da Silva. Pablo Da Silva, a couple of months ago, was a coach for Dallas. He went 0-3, was there for 3 months, was let go. And now to see him sign as a player with Utica City, crazy. Shot by Everton. That ball is blocked by Palmer. But the fact that, people question, Chris Toth. Passing it out, intercepted by Tavernisi. Tavernisi with a shot. Travis Pittman there making a hell of a block. There's Johnny Topete, intercepted by Da Silva. Da Silva out to San Luis. He has a shot above the crossbar. Utica City still on the attack. As I was saying, Da Silva, 0-3 as the head coach of the Sidekicks. And then all of a sudden to see him sign off as a player. He isn't that far removed from his playing career. He was with the Tacoma Stars last season. So again, seeing him and seeing a player like Everton, incredible. Pacheco off of the boards, trying to find Hernandez. Another shot. Goal! Jesus Pacheco! Click, click, click! Boom!
Wow, what a golazo by Pacheco in the early stages of this first quarter. We can see on the replay right here as the ball comes on back out to him on the wing, and he just fires left-footed, finds the back of the net. Fantastic goal there. And the scoring is off to a start here. The Ontario Fury doing exactly what they need to do, building that lead early, and they are already up 1-0.
His teammates like to call him P, and P's got himself his 6th goal of the season and his 10th point of the year. Congratulations, way to go, Jesus Pacheco. You guys are going to get tired of me saying this, but he was my breakout player coming into the season, and I'm happy that he's proving me right. 12 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
You know, speaking of golazos and speaking of Pablo da Silva, my goodness, Philly, did you see that wonder goal he had versus San Diego? If that is not in the running for goal of the week, I demand a recount.
It certainly was a great goal, and these new signings by Utica City have led to results. Everton had 3 assists in his previous matchup, so they're Utica City needing all the firepower they need to take care of business.
Well, they are certainly not too old to play this game, as the veterans out there showing they've still got it.
And that is San Luis stripping the ball from Israel Cisse, but it's Cisse getting the last laugh, taking the ball from San Luis. San Luis was a member of the St. Louis Ambush last season, a native of Trinidad and Tobago, and a head coach doing his traits on multiple levels, Doctor.
Yeah, he coaches in the UPSL for FC Maritza. He's also a head coach at Harris Stowe University and an assistant coach for the girls team at Webster Groves High School.
Nate Bordeaux on the ball, shot off of the boards, trying to find Tim Goldman. Israel Cisse there to pick things up, getting past Joey Tavernisi. Pacheco launching it to Frank Tayu. Tayu getting himself back in the scoring column here at Toyota Arena, finding some space. Frank with a shot just to the left of the bar. Pittman into the netting. It's going to be a goalkeeper distribution for Utica City. And Travis Pittman punching his name in the scoring column last game. Travis Pittman in his first season with the Ontario Fury, most recently a member of the San Diego Sockers. Tavernisi out to Da Silva. Da Silva marked by Tayu. Passes it back out to Milken. Utica City trying to get past this Fury defense. Dumping it down low. Kevin Blackwood also recently signed with Utica City FC. They went on a tear this last week of January, signing 4 new players to this roster. Gonzalez crossing the midfield. Dumping it down low to Nestor Hernandez. Nestor Hernandez marked by Da Silva. Nestor out to Uzi. There is a whistle, and it is Blackwood on the turf.
Oh, we got a Smurf sighting. It's going to be a blue card issued against the Fury. Looks like Thiago Gonçalves that's going to be heading to the sin bin.
And the Fury find themselves in a disadvantageous position because we have seen time and time again that the Fury have not been great at the penalty kill, nor have they been great with the 6th attacker. The Fury come into this game with a 56% penalty kill, among the lower numbers in the MASL.
Yeah, clear hands to the face right there. A pretty easy call for the referees to make. It's going to be a quick trip to the sin bin for Thiago. Although there is a conference of referees going on right now. Perhaps something else is going on here, Philly. Who knows?
Well, either way, Thiago Gonçalves is in the sin bin right now, and it is Utica City with the power play.
In the meantime, folks, we'd like to remind you about MASL Primetime. MASL Primetime is the home for the biggest highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday on MASL TV with Alex Bostuvansky.
Looking down on the turf, we alluded to it earlier. 7 players, approximately, based on what I'm seeing, that were on other teams last season. Joey Tavernisi, Florida Tropics. Jake Schindler, who's not in the match, Florida Tropics. Nate Bordeaux, Florida Tropics. Ben Raymond won a title with the San Diego Sockers. Pablo da Silva, Tacoma. Slavisha Ubiparapovic, San Diego for a cup of coffee. And Patrick Thompson, St. Louis. And obviously, San Luis as well, so now that alludes to 8. So the Fury, while unfamiliar with Utica City, certainly familiar with quite a few of the players on this team.
It's fantastic to see UCFC making their first trip out to the West Coast. Love seeing new teams and new fans come to town. See a lot of UCFC fans that have made the trip out here all the way from New York. It's a wonderful thing to see. The game is always better when fans are in the seats. And of course, if you want to come out and support your Fury, we encourage you to head to OntarioFury.com. Pick up some of those match tickets, folks. We'd love to have you out here at Toyota Arena. The action in the MASL never ceases to entertain.
Never ceases to entertain, and we want to give a shout out again to Utica City. Their fans, great atmosphere at the Adirondack Bank Center. We want to give a shout out to our broadcast colleague, Ray Biggs. Awesome guy. Certainly appreciate hearing him and his team and his passion. One of the best commentators in this league. It is fun. And it looks like on the restart, Frank Tayu and Johnny Topete lining up. You got a wall of Tim Goldman, and it looks like it's Ben Raymond. Ben Raymond, the brother of VP of Operations Jonathan Raymond of the MASL. Topete trying to wind up, passing it out to Uzi.
Well, we have an update. An additional yellow card has been tacked on to the blue card, so it's going to be 7 minutes in the sin bin for Gonçalves.
And there's another whistle. Frank calling for it.
We got
another
sighting.
Smurf sighting.
Oh, it's going to be 4-on-4 soccer here for near equal 2 minutes. Is that foul coming right at the start of the power play?
Take a look at that replay, how it unfolded. And Pablo da Silva making that long walk to the sin bin. Pablo da Silva, a 22-year veteran of professional sports. Again, we said he was a head coach of the Dallas Sidekicks, an assistant with the U.S. men's national futsal team. Pablo da Silva, a legend on multiple levels in this beautiful sport of ours. Looking down on the turf, like you said, Doctor. It looks like we're at even man advantage. Stinson came out, but Jimmy Nordberg changed his mind, brought in Pacheco. Johnny Topete getting set for the restart. 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. There is an 11-second difference between the Fury and Utica City's penalty. Topete with a shot. Saved by Milken. What a great save by the young keeper from Nazareth College. And I'm sorry, I called him Milken. Wilkin. There's a Milken drive getting to Ontario, so that's why I mistake that. I apologize to you, Brian.
Oh, and we've got a blue card here against the Fury for too many men. Looks like they could not get their line change off in time. Wow, the blue cards are raining here in Toyota Arena from Blue Skies.
Smurfs galore. Is this Toyota Arena or Smurf Village? We were talking about Brian Wilkin earlier, a new addition to his team, graduate of Nazareth College. The only keeper between the two is he splits his time with Andrew Coughlin. Brian Wilkin has the 2 victories on the season, getting them against the Harrisburg Heat.
Well, we've got now 3 Ontario Fury players in the sin bin. Starting to get benches on both sides here. Not something you want to see if you're Coach Jimmy Nordberg.
It's getting kind of crowded. We see 3 players in there with the PA announcer. Panda's in there as well. A lot of action going on in the sin bin right now.
We've got 4-on-3 soccer for you here for the next few minutes.
Everton to Mighty Mouse. Christian Segura back to Everton. The veteran with one of the leading scorers on this Utica City team. Everton with a shot over the boards. Segura there to pick it up. Marked by Uzi Tayu. Everton to San Luis. Back out to Everton. Segura with some space. Back out to San Luis. Everton to Segura. Shot wide to the right. And that ball comes back out to Brian Wilkin. Everton on the reset. Segura, marked by Cisse. Back out to Everton. San Luis. 46 seconds to go in one power play. 55 seconds to go in the Uticas. And then 1 minute and 7 seconds with Ontario. It's kind of crazy looking up at the board and seeing that many people in the sin bin, Doctor.
It's absolutely something we've never seen before, that's for sure, in our short broadcasting career. Look at Chris Toth getting across the line. We know he's got a boot. He can certainly shoot it if he wants to get a little closer.
Chris Toth has scored from that distance, dumps it down low. And it's Domenico Vitali there to pick things up. Berto back out to Toth. That sound you might hear reverberating around Toyota Arena is that of Stryker banging on the boards. Headed out, Berto. And that ball comes out of play, back out to Utica City.
You could see Toth apprehensive to touch the ball there. I don't think he realized he was safe to touch it again, having crossed the midway point of the field. So many teams still trying to wrap their heads around this new goalkeeper rule.
Everton making his move on Hernandez. A play, Cisse there. Making his run off of the boards. And it is a run. Wilkin there getting by. Fancy footwork getting by Nestor Hernandez. Segura And we got Christian Alvarado coming out of the sin bin. Segura out to Everton.
4-on-4 soccer for another 5 seconds here.
Fury now have nobody in the penalty box, and actually there's nobody in the penalty box, period. Back to even strength. Segura out to De Silva. Tavernisi back out to De Silva. 7 minutes and 52 seconds left to go here in this first quarter.
Well, in awkward fashion, the Fury able to kill that power play. Was it a power play? It's certainly a man advantage there, that's for sure. In our keys to the game, we talked about their need to improve there, and they've done so.
Stinson on the counter with Raymond, but that ball gets deflected out of play into the net, and it looks like we're going to be heading to immediate timeout. 7 minutes and 36 seconds left to go here in Toyota Arena. Ontario Fury 1, Utica City 0, and we will be back in just a couple of moments after a couple of quick commercials, folks.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing.
And we're back at Toyota Arena. Topete on the restart. Trying to find Frank, intercepted by Utica City. That is Raymond clearing it out. Chris Toth there. Passes it out to George De Leon. De Leon, the third leading scorer on this Fury team. He winds up wide to the left. Cisse. Out to Topete. Topete down low to Stinson. Rushed by San Luis, but he wisely kicks it back out to Toth. Toth looking down low for Frank, but decides against that and passes it out to Stinson. Cisse. Out to number 12, Jose Gonzalez. Jose Gonzalez, the younger brother of Charlie Gonzalez. Welcome back, Jose. Cisse, out to Jose. Gonzalez out to Tayu.
Great to see Jose Gonzalez back with the Fury. He coaches locally and is so involved in soccer here in the Inland Empire. Great to see him back and repping his hometown team.
He's been a member of the Fury for a number of years. Once again, welcome back. Ball comes off of the boards to Tayu. Tayu with Bo Yelovitz on him. And there's a foul on the big man. Whistle on the turf. Ball comes back out in possession of the Fury. Bo Yelovitz with 7 points on the season, 3 goals and 4 assists. Certainly one of the better target forwards in this league. Johnny Topete on the restart. Passes out to De Leon. De Leon out to Stinson. Stinson marked by Swift. Passes it out to Frank. Frank marked by Goldman. Backheel pass to Stinson. Stinson with some fancy footwork. Back out to Tayu. Over the boards to De Leon. Raymond, who leads this team in blocks, interception, takes that ball out from De Leon, and there is a foul on the turf.
Looks like the foul is going to be called on De Leon there as he just gets a little physical as the ball's coming out of the zone.
Joey Tavernisi, big Rav Tav down on the turf. I'm going to give a shout out to him. We're from the same neck of the woods, Queens, New York. Found out earlier he was from Howard Beach. I grew up in Forest Hills. Always nice to have some local peeps in California. I always feel like I'm so far away from people that I know and far away from people that are close to me.
Philly,
where I grew up, rather.
I'm sure your heart's a little divided today with your home state.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Utica City is far, far from New York City. My allegiance is in SoCal. I love the weather. I love the Ontario Fury. I love this team. I love the indoor game. Pacheco with numbers. Pittman, Tayu, go! Boom, boom, click, click, boom. Fred Tayu!
He's got number 16 on the season as we see the ball come down here low. Oh, that's the foul earlier on Frank that got the blue card called on him that sent us to even strength. But Frank was just able to collect on a ball, crossed over to the pitch to him. He chops it into the turf, is able to bounce it over to the keeper, into the back of the net. Fantastic goal by Frank Tayu, his 16th of the season. He's now sitting on 23 points. Nice to see the King get back on his
And that was a nice pass
throne.
from Pacheco. Pittman was there. It bounced off the left side of his foot. Tayu there with some space. And just like that, the Fury find themselves up 2-0 here in the first quarter.
We take a moment for Stryker to get off the pitch here before we get our restart. Stryker waving that flag, running around, riling up the crowd here.
Stryker, one of the most excited people here in the building. Bordeaux, the kid. Shot. He has a goal. Utica City on the boards. One heck of a goal by Nate the Kid Bordeaux. And Utica City cuts Ontario Fury's lead in half. Let's take a look at that once again. Some space. Bordeaux gets it past the hands of Chris Toth. Nice shot by Nate Bordeaux.
Nate Bordeaux knocking over bottles in that top shelf booze right over the head of one Chris Toth. Nothing he can do about it as he finds the top shelf there. Got ourselves a ball game. It's 2-1, Philly.
Nate's a veteran of this league. He's coming in with his 10th pro season of indoor soccer. Second with Utica. Interesting fact, he was a member of the Rochester Rhinos when they won the USL Championship, beating LA Galaxy 2. I think the year was 2015. He had another teammate, Onuo Obasi, who's not here today, but very interesting fact. And from what I heard by our friend Matt Huber from In the Box, apparently he was in a Kia commercial as well with LeBron James.
I'm pretty sure I'm looking at the back of Huber's head right now in front of us. Maybe at halftime I'll go snag him, see if we can't get him in the booth. So a little in the box, in the booth perhaps tonight, Philly.
Is he really here if there's no corn dog sighting, Doctor?
I did not see a corn dog, nor can I see one from this vantage point. Adam, you might have to come rally your boy and tell him he forgot his corn dog.
Yeah, shout out to our friends at In the Box. Israel Cisse passing it out to De Leon. De Leon trying to find some space across the midfield, passing it out to Topete. Topete out to Palmer. Palmer off of the boards to Tayu. Tayu marked by Yelovitz. Tayu gets by Big Bo. Tayu off of the boards. And that ball gets picked up by Brian Wilkin. We're under 5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us right now, the Ontario Fury have the edge thus far, 2-1 on Utica City FC. Blackwood. De Leon. De Silva. De Silva again with one of the prettier goals that we'll ever see in indoor soccer off the restart against San Diego. It's nice to see him back.
Oh, that
Kevin Blackwood.
That definitely wins my Boss Juvansky award for the week.
Oh, you and your Boss Juvansky references. 4 minutes and 17 to go. Pablo with Stinson on him. Trying to find some space. Stinson giving him a bit of a headache. Off of the boards out to Utica City on the attack. Blackwood. Taken by Nestor Hernandez. Fury's got numbers. Out. Oh, De Leon. Oh, what a great play by Brian Wilkin, thwarting that Fury counter.
Fantastic save by the keeper, coming out, showing some fancy footwork to defend outside of his box.
San Luis trying to use the boards in his favor, but it looks like it's going to be a foul on Ontario. San Luis, a recent signing to this team, signed on the 28th of January. Last played with the Ambush, former Milwaukee Wave, former Kansas City Comet. Coach, I don't know if he's still a coach at Harris Steve University, coaches in the UPSL. He's a busy man.
I don't know how he finds time for it all, that's for sure.
De Silva out to Tavernisi. It's Gonzalez there. Pacheco with Bordeaux on him. The captain takes it away. Passes it out to the other captain, Yelovitz. Big Bo finding his teammate, San Luis. Pacheco on him. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left to go. And that is San Luis getting by Berto with a shot right into the hands of Chris Toth.
It didn't result in anything, but what a great defensive stop there from San Luis. Stopped the Fury from having the odd man attack go in the other direction.
Gave Utica City a bit of a breather and the ability to change their line. Pittman out to Christian Alvarado. Christian Alvarado's been back after having not been a member of the Fury for a couple of games. Not that he wasn't a member, but he just didn't play for the Fury a couple of games.
Yeah, he was showing off his skills at the Y in Upland for the Fury too, folks. If you want to check out those games at the Y for free, you can go out and check Fury 2 at the Y in Upland anytime they have a game day. Great stuff down there. Get to see some of those players that could show up here for the Fury.
Got nothing but love for Christian Alvarado, Loyola Marymount University graduate. Played in college with Adrian Perez, a former member of the Ontario Fury, now enjoying his time at DC United, former member of LAFC as well. Domenico Vitali with Frank on him. That looks like it's going to be an easy foul on Domenico. Fury ball, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Smart foul there. Tactical foul. Frank had his own look at goal there. It's a good time to go ahead and bring a player down. That's a perfect defensive play there from UCFC.
No argument. Domenico Vitali, the culprit, Lemoyne College grad, his 9th pro indoor season. Topete out to De Leon. De Leon trying to get by Domenico. Great pressure by Utica City. And that ball comes out of play. Utica City ball.
Both teams taking a moment to refresh players on the pitch.
And as we mentioned, not much history between these two teams the second time they faced each other. But when Utica was Syracuse in 2017, Ontario went out there and won 7-6. This was a time period where the Fury still had Douglas Lima. They had Leonardo de Oliveira, who's now a member of the San Diego Sockers. So they have seen each other within this formation, but not really as Utica City FC versus Ontario. Only the second time these two teams have squared off. Topete. Cisse threads the needle to Topete, to Pittman. Pittman trying to get through. Over the boards. And that's going to be a foul on Israel Cisse, the Ontario Fury veteran, former LA Galaxy man. Minute 26 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 2-1 Ontario.
It was great seeing Travis Pittman open his scoring account for the Fury in that last game, although the final result did not go our way. Great to see Travis getting his first goal.
And that ball gets intercepted by Jose Gonzalez, the brother of one Charlie Gonzalez, the all-time leading scorer in Ontario. Trying to make his way through, but Wilkin there to pick and scoop the ball up. Lets one go. Bordeaux. Out to Yelovitz. Yelovitz out to Vitali. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Wilkin with the ball, pressured by Ontario. Lets it go off the boards to Tavernisi. Berto there to intercept. Berto out to Jose Gonzalez. Jose to De Leon. De Leon out to Stinson. Well, there's a whistle.
The Ithaca bench was screaming for an extra man once again. Doesn't look like they're going to get the call. Looks like it's going to be the foul on Stinson, a common foul right at the yellow line there.
Let's take a look at the replay one more time. Or not.
Stinson slow to get up, but making his way back to the bench here. Good to see that the Stinger is alive and well.
And the Fury needs some more out of Justin Stinson. He went on an offensive explosion at Secu Arena against Baltimore Blast, but he's been relatively quiet since that outing in Baltimore.
He's still the Fury's second leading scorer with 12 goals on the season, 3 assists and 15 points. But you're right, we haven't seen a Stinger sighting in some time.
41.2 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Everton out to De Silva. This harkens back to 4 or 5 years ago. Everton, the former coach of the St. Louis Ambush. De Silva marked by Hernandez. So moving up the turf, De Silva out to Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse out, off of the boards. Cisse there to clean things up. And there's a counter. Berto got some space. Berto bomb! Berto bomb! Click, 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 boom on the Berto bomb!
Great to see the defender get back in the scoring column. Whoa, Berto with his 6th goal of the season. Great work by the defender. The Fury had the 2-on-1 attack coming forward. Berto collects the ball. You can see him fake the pass, and then just find the back post. Great shot by Berto. We've got ourselves a Berto bomb to end the first quarter as we approach the waning seconds here, and Fury take the lead 3-1.
That is a big goal with 6.1 seconds left to go. Berto, a thorn in the side of Ryan Hall and his Utica City FC team. Berto seeing success in 2 matches against the blue and the black. And that is the end of the first quarter, folks. The scoreline, Ontario Fury 3, Utica City FC 1, and we will be back in just a couple of moments with the start of the second quarter.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Welcome back to Toyota Arena. We'd like to take a moment to thank National Core, National Community Renaissance, and Hope Through Housing Foundation. Provide high-quality, affordable apartment homes and supportive services that inspire hope, present opportunity, generate prosperity, and empower individuals of all ages. Join us in transforming lives and communities at hopethroughhousing.org.
And we're back now at the start of the second quarter. I want to thank our friend Julie Roush. In the event that I made a mistake, I might have uttered the fact that these two teams haven't faced off against each other, but I know they have. It was a 4-3 game at the Adirondack Bank Center where the Fury came out with a victory. Last-minute goal by Robert Palmer. So if I happen to stumble on my words, what I meant to say was these two teams haven't really squared off against each other throughout the history of Utica City and Ontario. They've obviously played each other a couple of times when the Utica City FC was the Syracuse Silver Knights, but in reality, not that much history between these two respective clubs, and history will be made tonight here in Toyota Arena.
Players settle themselves over that flight ball. We'd like to take a moment to remind you that the official match ball of the MASL is designed and produced by Flight expertly for the indoor game. Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything.
And it is the Fury with the kickoff. Uzi out to Berto. Berto launching it out to Wilkin. Looking at the stats for the first quarter, it was the home team, the Ontario Fury, with 5 shots to Utica City's 4. And the Fury with the edge on the scoring line, 3-1 against Utica. Pablo De Silva out to Christian Segura. Segura back out to De Silva. Everton trying to make his move on Berto. Wilkin back out to Segura. De Silva trying to find his teammates. Back out to Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse out to San Luis.
40 seconds left on the power play here.
There's a shot off the boards. There's a shot high into the netting by Joey Tavernisi. That gets deflected. Goalkeeper distribution for Ontario.
Ontario doing a great job so far of killing the second power play of the match here. Just about 40 seconds left to go 2 for 2 in the penalty kill.
And that's Uzi kicking it back to the keeper. De Silva on the counter. Out to Everton. Everton back out to his teammate De Silva. He's got some space, shot into the netting. That ball's going to come back to Ontario.
Just 10 seconds left here in the power play for the Fury to kill their second one off, Philly.
That's what they need to do in order to be successful going on from this point in the season forward. Toth letting one go, trying to find Travis Pittman. A little too much. Nate Bordeaux heads it out. Pittman there. Berto off of the boards. It's Uzi there battling it on. Pittman there. Passing it out to Berto. Berto already with a goal thus far. And it's Frank. Big Frank with a shot. Boom! Golazo El Rey! Frank Tayu stamping his goal sheet once again. Let's take a look at the replay, and as I say time and time again, Doctor, give me the news.
Well, Berto feeds the ball to Frank, top of the box. He dances, he dices, he finds that big left foot, and he finds the back of the net. Frank gets his second goal of the game, his 17th of the season, and the Fury are up 4-1 here at the beginning of the second quarter.
It's what the Fury need for Frank to get on the boards. Frank scores, Fury have a tough time losing games. And they find themselves in a very advantageous position, being up by 3 goals, 4-1 against Utica City FC, with 13 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Folks, catch that highlight and many more at MASLsoccer.com, your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you don't miss a note.
And the restart's going to come back to Utica City. Top of the arc. And it looks like it is Yelovitz. Yelovitz and Everton lining up. The Fury wall consists of Pacheco, Hernandez, and Cisse. Topete and Uzi on the wing. Shot! Goal! Everton punching his name in the scoring column today, cutting the Fury lead in half, 4-2. What a shot by the veteran.
Here we have the restart, top of the arc. Little touch, Little back heel, little find in the back of the net. Beautiful set-piece goal there for Utica City. They cut the lead in half. It is now 4-2. Our second goal here in the first couple minutes of the second quarter. It's been a high-scoring game. We love to see it, with the Fury on top, 4-2.
And people were questioning the signing of Everton for Utica City. He's played 15 years indoor, but Everton clearly showing why this team needs him. Fantastic goal by Everton. Fantastic goal by the veteran. Utica City 2, Ontario Fury 4. 13 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. And that is Uzi Tayu, marked by Tavernisi, passing it out to De Leon. De Leon and Vitali on him. Out to De Leon. And it is Goldman there to intercept. Goldman with Tavernisi on his right side. De Leon trying to break things up. And it is Gonzalez. Whistle on the turf. And it is foul. And there's a foul on Tim Goldman.
Yeah, Goldman just wrapping up the leg there as he went down to the pitch, trying to hold off the attack coming back the other way. Again, smart tactical foul from UCFC.
Tim Goldman, his only points on the season coming against Ontario in their meeting earlier this season at the Adirondack Bank Center. He scored a goal. He had an assist.
We got a handball against Frank Tayu mid-pitch, allowing UCFC the reset.
And that is Utica City on the counter. Ball comes back out across the midfield to De Silva. De Silva with Tayu on him. Out to Ben Raymond. The leading shot blocker on this team. Passing it back out to De Silva. De Silva trying to get by Big Frank. Having a tough time. Passes it down low to his keeper, Brian Wilkin. And Wilkin off of the boards. Berto takes the ball away from San Luis. It is Frank on the counter. Frank, boom! That really was a golazo! The King wielding his mighty scepter. Ontario Fury, the 5th goal of the game. The King in the first half, a hat trick. Wow!
Hello, MASL Primetime. We've got you a first half hat trick. What a shot. Single-handed by Frank. He takes on a defender solo, finds the back of the net. He's got himself a hat trick. It's Fury 5, UCFC 2, as Frank nets his 3rd goal of the game and his 18th goal of the season.
He's creating himself a highlight reel on a Tuesday. When Frank turns on that switch, nobody can stop him. And the one matchup I was really looking forward to seeing, Jake Schindler on Utica City FC, not in the game today. Jake Schindler gave Frank a hard time when Jake was a member of the Florida Tropics last season. Big disadvantage because Frank has been finding his way, threading through Utica City's defense. Yelovitz to Vitali. Vitali with Pittman on him. Bordeaux back out to Vitali. Pittman, good pressure. Out to Bo Yelovitz. Yelovitz with Nestor Hernandez on him.
Nestor, a player whose name we have not called too much throughout the course of this season, Philly. Only one Superman sighting so far.
Cisse heads it up. Battle through. Chris Toth blocks that out. Wilkin.
Pittman and Cisse getting in each other there almost caused an advantage for UCFC. Great play by Chris Toth to clear that one out.
And that is Cisse there intercepting, passing it out to Christian Alvarado. Alvarado back out to Pittman. Pittman with Golden on him. Back out to Toth. Toth out to Topete. He's got Tavernisi right in front of him. See Frank coming up towards the midfield. Topete changing his mind. Tayu calling for it. He gets it across the midfield. Pressuring up. Tayu getting by De Silva. Tayu try to get by Goldman. Good defense by Utica City. And that's Uzi Tayu off of the boards. Wilkin there to scoop it up.
Uzi trying to find Frank, just could not get the right angle on the deflection off the boards as it goes right to Wilkins.
De Silva out to his teammate. Isak Somau getting through, getting some minutes in this game. Stinson picks it up, intercepts. Back out to Topete. Topete to Uzi. 9 minutes and 49 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. The Stinger, relatively quiet in tonight's matchup. Passes it out to Pacheco. Pacheco was the first player in this game to score a goal. Tayu. Uzi out to Stinson. Stinson trying to find Topete. That ball
That ball
comes out of
finds
play.
its way into the Fury bench as the door opens. Looks like it's going to be UCFC ball.
Folks, make sure you follow the Fury on social media at Ontario Fury for all the latest news there on social media. Gonzalez. Crossing. We see Jeff Hughes in the lineup. Jeff Hughes, who did not play in the last match against Tacoma, he was on the bench coaching. Jeff Hughes having experience as a player coach. Again, a veteran of this league, a former PASL MVP within his own right. San Luis. Oh, Tavernisi nearly had himself a bunny, but he just missed it. De Leon with Vitali on him. Hernandez with two Utica defenders on him. Stinson, one of the best 1v1 players you will see in this league, wisely passes it back out to Berto. De Leon.
In speaking to Jimmy Nordberg about Jeff, who's taken the coaching responsibilities in the last game, he said that's Jeff's future. He is going to be a coach in this league, and it was great to see him get that opportunity last week.
I will say, if he's not gonna, if Jeff Hughes isn't meant for the coaching stand, he's certainly meant for the booth. Very knowledgeable, very fun, very articulate. It's always a pleasure chatting with Covington, Kentucky's finest. And there's Justin Stinson finding Frank Tayu. Isak marking him. Frank trying to find some space. There's a foul. Foul on Isak.
Isak getting a little handsy there. A little karate chop to the belly of Frank Tayu.
Jeff Hughes. Out to Pacheco. Pacheco out to Alvarado. Tayu with Yelovitz on him. Tayu trying to find Hughes. Just a step too slow. Tavernisi there to intercept. It's a foot race between Cisse and Yelovitz. Chris Toth there, passing it out to Pacheco. Intercepted by Goldman. And P was there to clean the ball up. Alvarado. Cisse calling for it. Cisse out to the stinger.
Almost a huge defensive mistake there by Ontario.
Stinson making his move on Tavernisi. Just misses wide to the right. Isak trying to battle against Justin. Goldman with the ball. Out to De Silva. Tavernisi. And Cisse there. Israel Cisse, a member of the Ontario Fury since its inception in 2014. He has been here for a while. We tell this story in a very fascinating way. Israel Cisse graduates high school, and rather than going to prom, he shares a locker, not shares a locker, has a locker right next to David Beckham.
That's some star power.
Star power indeed. Speaking of star power, De Leon out to Topete.
I thought you were about to say he took Beckham to prom instead. I mean, that's a heck of a date.
Could you imagine that?
As the ball rolls out of play, we're going to head to our media timeout. Thank you, folks, for tuning in on MASL TV. We'll be right back after these messages powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core.
And we're back with 6 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Folks, if you're just joining us right now, the scoreline, the Ontario Fury 5, Utica City FC 2. And we see Tayu trying to find Topete. It was San Luis nearly taking the ball away, but it was Pacheco there to thwart that effort. Pacheco calling out for his teammate, Stinson. Stinson pushing Swift out of his way. Pacheco. Stinson over the boards. It looks like it's going to be a foul on Utica City.
Yeah, just a little shove there against Pacheco, against a few feet nearer the boards there. No harm, no foul. Common foul. Restart for the Fury.
Gonzalez back out to Berto. Berto making his move on Segura. Finds Tayu with Yelovitz on him. It's been a fun battle watching Big Frank and Big Bo tackle each other out. Gonzalez. San Luis takes the ball, picks his pocket. Utica City with a counter. He has a shot. He's got a goal! Utica City FC on the boards once again. It is 5-3 tonight here in Toyota Arena. What a goal by Stefan San Luis.
We see the turnover there midfield. San Luis one-on-one versus Toth. 5 holes him, finds the back of the net. UCFC certainly not done as they claw their way back into this game. Cuts the lead down to 2. It's now Fury 5, UCFC 3. With 5:49 left in the second.
These new signings that Utica City brought in have been a big difference maker for them because they're the ones that are getting in the scoring column. They're the ones that are scoring goals. They're the ones that are getting the assists. And it's been fun getting a chance to call these veterans. Right now, we're new in this game, but I mean, we're seeing some legends take care of business on Utica City's side.
Yeah, Stefan San Luis, by my notes, opening his scoring account for UCFC. That is his first goal since coming over.
Well, I mean, he only signed on the 28th of January, so he came into the scoring column relatively quickly. De Silva out to his keeper. Off the boards, Tim Goldman. He's already scored a goal against the Fury this season. Not today, in the last matchup. Love this young man's energy. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Everton to De Silva. Again, I got to pinch myself calling these two veterans' names. Berto there to intercept. Resets. Passes it out to Loyola Marymount's Christian Alvarado. Alvarado marked by Everton. Back out to Toth. Cisse trying to get by Tavernisi. A takeaway. And Cisse there to pick up. Oh, what a move. He broke Bordeaux's ankle. Counter for the Fury. It is Cisse. To Alvarado. Pass. Oh, just goes wide.
Oh, Frank just lost his balance as the ball came to him. He had a wide open look at an empty net. If he could have just kept his feet under him, he'd have had his 4th goal of the half.
And here's Goldman off of the boards trying to find Raymond. Cisse there. Bordeaux with a chance. Chris Toth way out of his goal. Comes back out. Good defense by the keeper. Passes it out. Raymond.
Toth able to get a toe poke on that opportunity and save yet another chance. My goodness, the action is flying.
Yelovitz, the captain of this team, Frank Tayu, scoops it away from him, passes it out to Stinson. Stinson out to Alvarado. We take a look at that replay. That was a near opportunity. That really could have been the 6th goal of the game for the Ontario Fury. Wilkin got lucky on that one. Toth out to Topete. Topete with Isak on him. Isak robbed him, but luckily that ball came into the hands of Toth.
UCFC defenders doing a great job stealing the ball so far in this first half.
Hernandez out to Jeff Hughes. The veteran threading the needle to Tayu. And it looks like it's going to be a foul on Uzi. Let's take a look at the replay, Doctor.
Oh, my goodness. Frank just misses that one. He had a wide open look if he could have just found his footing. So close to number 4 of the game for Frank. And number 19 of the season.
Restart for Utica City. Chris Toth heads it out. Hernandez with Yelovitz on him. Nestor getting by. Everton with Topete. Topete takes the ball away from him. We have a whistle. Looks like the referee is calling for a trainer.
He is not called a foul. He is just calling for a trainer. Looks like he tripped as on his way to the boards. As we catch a replay here, the ball coming over to the sideline, the hands go back and forth, and we're just blocked off seeing exactly what happened against the boards there. But from our view, as we see it again here, we can see they're just muscling for each other. Don't see much in the way of a push there. There was not a foul called, nor has there been a foul added to the play. It is just a trip out for the trainer to check on the UCFC man.
And while we have a break in the action, just want to give a shout out. I see George De Leon coming back to the bench. George De Leon, a member of the Mesquite Outlaws. His coach, Doctor, the legendary Tattoo. It is Tattoo's 60th birthday today. Happy birthday to the Dallas Sidekicks legend. If you look at his replays and his highlights from back in the day, one of the greatest players to grace the indoor game. Happy 60th birthday to Tattoo.
We'd like to give a quick shout out to someone helping fill the stands today and getting everybody safely in the arena. Our friends at Premier COVID Testing, offering free expedited COVID testing for every unvaccinated attendee in tonight's game, making sure that we can safely fill the stands here at Toyota Arena. Thank you, Premier COVID Testing. We certainly appreciate it.
And it's going to be the Fury on the restart. It's Robert Palmer with Goldman right in front of him. He's got Chris Toth to his left. 5-3 the scoring line in case you're joining us right now. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And it is Chris Toth. Goldman hustling to him. Stinson out to Berto. Berto trying to find some teammates. De Leon. No, I'm sorry, Jose Gonzalez. And it's going to be a whistle. Foul on Jose Gonzalez.
Yep, hands above the shoulders. Pretty clear call. The referee's right there to spot it. It's going to be a free start here for UCFC.
He got Christian Segura. No question there. Wilkin out to Isak. Isak to Domenico. Out to De Silva. Pablo back out to his teammate. Isak's got Stinson on him. Stinson doing his best to take the ball away. De Silva on it. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. That ball off of the boards to San Luis. San Luis with Berto on him. Try to backheel kick it. Berto there to block it. And it's a battle on the boards. Hernandez try to take it. Back out to De Silva. De Silva out to Segura. Mighty Mouse back out to the veteran. De Silva off of the boards to San Luis. And a good defense. Segura off of the boards. Blocked. Oh, deflected. Isak out to De Silva.
Great save there by Toth, getting his right knee out to block that incoming shot on the last offensive possession there for UCFC as they collect and restart.
And 1:40 to go here in the half. Here in the second quarter, it's Tavernisi. Out to Isak. Isak out to Yelovitz. The captain dumping it off of the boards to Goldman. And that ball comes out of play. Fury ball.
Oh, and it looks like it's superfan LaSharon Perez to be returning the ball back to the keepers. Great to see the Fury's #1 fan getting involved in the action here.
You can spot her from a mile away. She's been rocking that red hair for years. Nothing but love for LaSharon. Minute 25 left to go here in the second quarter. In case you're just joining us now, folks, Ontario Fury are up by 2 goals with a scoring line of 5-3 against the visiting Utica City FC. This is Utica City's first time in Toyota Arena. Bordeaux out to Everton. Everton with a shot off of the boards. Tavernisi was there, but Uzi Tayu takes care of business there. And it's a foot race. Can Pittman get to it? Wilkin, a little too fast. Hughes out to Pittman. Hughes using the boards wisely, but nothing there. Vitali to Bordeaux. The kid, USL champion in his own right. Dumping it down low, trying to find Everton, but Uzi Tayu heads it out of danger. Yelovitz out to Tavernisi. Tavernisi with a pass to Everton. Everton with Uzi on him. Under a minute to go. De Leon trying to help out his teammate. De Leon takes it off of the boards, and it is Topete and a foot race. beating out Domenico Vitale. He's got Jeff Hughes with him. There's a shot, just misses to the left. Johnny Topete had a clear shot, nearly getting his 6th goal of the season. Under 30 seconds left to go.
Oh, I thought Topete had that one. It looked like he had the keeper beat. Just the goal wasn't wide enough, Philly.
Stinson off of the boards, trying to find Frank Alvarado with a shot, just off of the left post.
Oh, somebody get out there and widen that side of the post. The Fury would have 2 right there.
Under 10 seconds left to go. Fury trying to get one more shot off before the half ends. De Leon with Bordeaux on him. Shot blocked. Tavernisi kicks it out. And that is the end of the second quarter. It's been one heck of a game. Very exciting. We've seen 8 goals in 30 minutes of action here tonight in Toyota Arena. The scoring line, Ontario Fury 5, Utica City FC 3. What a half it's been, Doctor.
Oh, we got ourselves a first half hat trick for Frank. My goodness, 8 goals and plenty of action left to come. Folks, before we send it out to halftime, we'd like to shoot down to the 3rd member of our broadcast team, the lovely Amanda the Panda Philomen, frontline worker, registered nurse, and she's going to send us with a little bit of a message about our friends at Premier COVID Testing and how you can enter the stadium safely. Panda, take it away.
Thanks, boys. Hey, the only thing we care about is getting fans in the stands, and we want to help make that as easy as possible on all of you. So whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, we've got a solution because we have partnered with Premier COVID Testing so that we can provide you all with free COVID tests on site. They're fast, they're easy, and they're going to allow you all to join us in the arena tonight so that we can cheer on with our Fury faithful. Rise with Fury. Back to you guys in the booth.
Appreciate that, Panda, and we're going to check out a couple of highlights here within the first half of tonight's matchup. It's been a fun one thus far. 8 goals in this game in 30 minutes of play. Again, it's the Ontario Fury with 5 goals to Utica City FC's 3. The Ontario Fury took an early goal lead, but Utica City, as they did in the Adirondack Bank Center, fighting claw, tooth, and nail, and it's still a ball game.
Yeah, look, UCFC, despite losing 6 straight, are certainly a team you can never count out. You know that they are going to find the back of the net tonight with all that veteran star power they have added to this lineup, Philly. It is no surprise that they found themselves back in this game.
We saw the first goal of the game by Jesus Pacheco. Right now you're seeing the highlights of Nate the Kid Bordeaux, a fine Bordeaux. You're a sommelier, Jonathan. You know all about the fine wines. That was a fine goal, if I do say so myself. Nate Bordeaux cutting the Fury lead in half. And we're taking a look. Great
Bordeaux.
Fury counter. We have Robert Palmer blasting one past the keeper, Brian Wilkin. Berto scoring multiple times against Utica City FC. He's been having an awesome series against the blue and the black from the Northeast. Take a look at that replay once again. Shot, nothing that Wilkin can do. Let's take a look at a couple more replays on this counter again. You see Berto by himself with Uzi tied to his left, but Berto decides, I'm going to take it myself. And we have a Berto bomb here in the first half.
Yeah, you can see Wilkin there thought he was going to play off the boards, just cheating to the side. And then look at Frank, single-handed, dancing and diving, finding the back of the net. My goodness, what a first half from the King. As you like to say, Philly, wielding his mighty scepter with a brilliant left-footed strike to find the bottom right-hand corner there.
The King making his presence felt in his castle. This is his home. This is his domain, and he ascends on the throne of Toyota Arena with a hat trick in the first half. Taking a look at this restart right here, and it is the veteran Everton, a champion in his own right. 3 championships with the Milwaukee Waves in his 7 years there. A former coach, retired 3 years ago. And when he signed with Utica City FC, people were asking, why Everton? Why now? That goal right there is the reason why.
Yeah, beautiful assist from Bo Jelovic. And here we have Frank once again taking it all by himself from downtown, top of the box. Frank just finds the ball, fires right, finds the back of the net. He gets himself a brace with this shot. Beautiful work. Absolutely wonderful stuff by the King.
I get, and that, we see a great save by Chris Toth. Look, I get criticized a lot for calling every goal a golazo, but anytime the Fury score a goal like that, it's got to be given the word a golazo. We see this right here. It's Stefan St. Louis with Chris Toth, threads the needle, gets himself and Utica City in the game. Stefan St. Louis, another veteran signing that just graced the roster at Utica City on January 28th, and it's the veterans that have been the difference maker for Utica City, Doctor.
Well, here we're going to take a look at some of these missed opportunities close to the end of the half. That shot just going wide. My goodness, so close. A feeding pass, and then the shot and just off the post once again. The Fury denied by the woodwork. My goodness, Philly.
And folks, that is the end of the first half. Ontario Fury 5, Utica City FC 3, and we will be back in just a couple of moments. We're at halftime. Third quarter going to get underway momentarily. Get up out of your seats, go to the bathroom, crack open a cold one. MASL action on a Tuesday. We're so happy to have you here on MASL TV. We will be right back in just a couple of moments at Toyota Arena.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Yeah, despite the scoreline, the Fury aren't really happy going into the second half with the way things are. I spoke with Coach Jimmy Norberg right before they left at the half, and he says we really need to control some mental mistakes that are happening on the pitch. They have 3 blue cards. 2 of them were due to them being too many men on the field, so they really need to get that under control. They also need to be better on the restarts. So at this point, they need to really tighten up the screws a bit, he said, in order to walk away from this match with all 3 points. So tune in, let's see what happens. Hopefully they can pull out the win for tonight. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Appreciate that. Pitch side with Panda. We're back in the booth. We certainly missed her during the last matchup against Tacoma. Panda, as the resident NFL Rams fan of the year, had her obligations during the NFC Championship game between the Rams and the 49ers, so that's why she wasn't there, but we're happy to have her back. Folks, we're in Southern California where the stars like to play, and the cool thing about doing what we do here is we get to meet some legendary people in the world of soccer. Joining me as a special guest for a couple of minutes before the start of the third quarter, a player who is a soccer Hall of Famer, 15 caps with the U.S. men's national team. He likes to refer to himself as a, not necessarily as a footnote, but as a trivia question. The captain of this 1977 New York Cosmos, a team that featured some of the greatest players in the game. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Canaglia, and he was also a movie star. In the movie In Victory in 1981, he was the captain of the Nazi team. In the booth with me today, the legendary Werner Roth. How are you, Werner?
Good. Thank you, Philly, for that great introduction.
It's so cool having you up here again. You've seen some things. You've hung out with some of the greatest. You've hung out with Bobby Moore. You toasted with Michael Caine. You've done some pretty cool things, and now you're hanging out with us in the booth at Toyota Arena. Tell me, what are your thoughts thus far within the first 30 minutes of this game that you've seen thus far?
Well, it's obviously exciting as hell. Even though Utica got a kind of a nervous start, they're back in the game. But I just love the speed, the imagination, the skill, of course, the scoring, opportunities. It's just fantastic.
Who's been the most exciting player? Who's a player that you coming in as a neutral observer? Who's one player that has caught your eye thus far?
Well, Frank Tayu, seems to me a complete player. I mean, right foot, left foot. He's calm, he's collected, he's a big man, it's tough to get off the ball. It looks like he's just got it all. But I tell you, there's a lot of players that are at that level in this league.
Frank Tayu, a man who's built out of rock. You don't call him the king for no reason. Now, Werner, obviously you played in front of 60, 70,000 people at Giant Stadium as the captain and a member of the New York Cosmos. You've won titles. You've done other things. You've starred in movies. But, what have you been up to lately?
Lately, my old buddy Shep Messing, who with Keith Tozer and JP Dellacamera just got involved with the league and is looking to grow the game, grow the clubs, grow the league. So I've joined them in this effort, and I'm really excited to be on board.
We just saw a great shot by Christian Segura, saved by Chris Toth. And so you played high school soccer at Brooklyn Tech. You went to Pratt Institute. You stayed in New York, but you're calling California home these days. Kind of like me. We're both New York transplants.
Well, probably like you, I followed a woman out west, and I got married to a lovely California girl and followed her to Los Angeles, and been happy ever since.
I'm with you. My beautiful wife is down there. We say it's pitch side with Panda. It's been a lot of fun. So what do you think of so you're obviously friends with Shep Messing, Keith Tozer, JP Dellacamera. What do you think of the current state of indoor soccer? And what's your idea, your projection as to where this game is going to go in the next couple of years with these 3 legendary individuals at the helm?
Well, I think, we all recognize the power of arena soccer in the overall development of a player. And, it's an exciting professional sport, but I look at it from a player development standpoint and a fan development standpoint. If we can bring this game at this excitement level to more players and fans across the country, I think we're going to help develop American soccer at every level.
And you yourself are working on a very interesting project. You call it a think tank. Why don't you let the listeners out there know what you're up to with the think tank? Well,
basically I've been involved in every level of the game, as you so nicely mentioned. And I have the privilege and the opportunity to really explore what I'm passionate about in the game of football, and that's player development, performance development. How do we get players to reach their maximum potential? And especially American players, where we have so much interest, but we don't have some of the advantages of the Europeans and the South Americans, like early childhood development, etc. So I've had the privilege over the last 10 years or so to really look into the game. MLS contracted me in 2010, I think, 2011. And I had a whole year to talk to and to go to practice and watch matches and figure out what we can do to help the American player. And so we're identifying those possible solutions and developing programs to get the word out there.
And clearly, as a think tank, you're in the incubation stage of it all. Is there anywhere where people can follow what you're doing? A website, a social media handle, anything? Shot off by Segura off of the post into the boards. Oh, and there's a goal off the chest to Everton. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Werner, but we have a goal by Utica City. Everton, the veteran again, stamping his name on the scoring column. Utica City is only down by 1 at this point. Let's take a look at the replay once again. We see Utica City on the counter. And that's Bordeaux with a shot off of the boards. Everton chested in past Chris Toth. Utica City making this a ball game as we expected. And as you see on our screen, folks, that is a young Werner Roth gearing up. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to take Werner. Why don't you walk us through what's about to happen based on this picture?
I think this is the penalty shot between my character and Stallone's character, where he saves the penalty and he saves the game and engineers an escape to victory.
And I believe Stallone's character name in that movie was Hatch. Fantastic movie, folks, if you haven't checked it out. 1981's Victory, starring Sylvester Stallone, Michael Caine. You had so many who's who in the world of football. Bobby Moore, Pele, obviously Werner Roth. And Werner, it's been an honor and privilege to have you in the booth. Looking forward to seeing you at Toyota Arena more often.
Absolutely,
and I got to say,
thank you.
I'm in awe of being right next to you. Thank you so much for being on the
Thanks,
broadcast.
Philly. We'll do it again.
All right. Folks, we're coming back into action. Whistle on the turf. And there's the foul. 11 minutes and 44 seconds left to go here in the third quarter of the game. Ontario Fury find themselves up a goal, 5-4, but Everton chests it in to cut the Fury lead. And they only have it by 1. I'm about to welcome the doctor in the booth in just a second.
Philly, good to be back with you.
Doctor, give me some more news. How have you been?
Oh, man, I just got to hang out with Werner Roth for a minute. I'm freaking out over here.
I mean, it's been really cool. My father grew up a really big fan of the New York Cosmos, so when I told him I was hanging out with Werner Roth, he lost his mind. So very, very cool. Werner, a resident now of Southern California. Just like me, followed a girl here. New York transplant's not going anywhere. De Leon with Tavernisi on him. De Leon trying to find his teammates. Israel Cisse passes it out to Frank Tayu. Tayu looking to find De Leon. De Leon on the low block with Tavernisi on him. Kicks it back out to Alvarado.
Werner Roth, a teammate of my favorite player growing up, none other than Franz Beckenbauer. Fun story, Philly. I had a German national team rubber ducky when I was a kid, and my rubber duck's name was Franz Beckenbeek, after the legend himself, Franz Beckenbauer, teammate of Werner Roth.
I love it. It's Pacheco. Tayu well into the netting. Frank got too much boot on that. You can see the expression on his face. Big Frank wants that ball back. Taking a look at the replay, there was a shot saved by Toth, and then the chest off of Everton to give Utica City FC their fourth goal of the game. Do you still have Franz Beckenbeek?
You know, I'm going to have to go digging through my father's house and see if Franz is still around. But, that was years ago, so who knows if Franz is still around.
And that was one heck of a move by Nate Bordeaux to break the King's ankles. And it is Thiago Gonçalves finding Frank off of the boards. Frank chests it in. He is marked. Falls down to the ground. There's a battle. No whistle. Bordeaux there to clean it up. Passes it out to Yelovitz. Yelovitz to Segura. Coming up to under 10 minutes left to go. There's a shot by Yelovitz. There's a foot race between him and Jeff Hughes. Gonçalves there with Everton on him. Passes it out to Uzi Tayu. Chris Toth cleans it up. Tayu to Tayu. The law firm is back. Tayu, one heck of a pass to De Leon. De Leon with a shot. Boom! Golazo! Golazo, George De Leon. What a shot. Somewhere out there, your coach, Tatu at Mesquite, celebrating his 60th birthday going, wow, that is my player, George De Leon. What a goal. Let's look at the replay, Doctor.
Well, we see the ball here come out to midfield. A beautiful pass finds the advancing De Leon, who no touches. Wait is for the ball to settle, and once it does, he finds the back of the net with a screamer of a shot to that back post. Beautiful stuff there. Give the assist to Frank Tayu on an absolutely wonderful pass and an absolute golazo.
People just call the King a scoring machine, but believe it or not, folks, that is his 8th goal of the season. Ontario Fury up 6-4 against Utica City. Now, Doctor, we've had, Justin Stinson intercepts the ball. De Leon, Berto, the Fury making moves. De Leon with some space, gives it away to Pablo Da Silva. Da Silva passing it out to Wilkin. Oh, there's a shot. We got another Fury goal. Berto bomb!
Oh, Berto called game the last time these two teams played, and this is just a poor clearance from Wilkins trying to play himself out. The fans right at the feet of none other than Robert Palmer. Let's see this here as the ball plays out, and just a poor clearance by the keeper, and Robert Palmer finding the back of the net will say, thank you, I'll take that, as he finds himself a goal.
Wilkin, not enough mustard behind his foot, trying to find Tavernisi, and Berto there. Can't really call it a Berto bomb. It's more like a Berto bump. But either way, that is another goal for the Ontario Fury. In just a matter of seconds, the Fury find themselves up by 3 goals, 7-4 with 9 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
It is a Berto brace, that being his 2nd goal of the night. 7th goal of the season is a bicycle. Oh, just misses on the connection. Well, with that, folks, we are going to go ahead and bring our second guest of the second half in at this point. I'm going to go ahead and pass the microphone off once again. We had a legend of the outdoor game just join us in Werner Roth. Right now, we're about to have a legend of the indoor game, but not for his performance on the pitch, for his performance behind the mic, leading one of the best fan shows in the MASL. Folks, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Matt Huber from Inside the Box. Welcome to the broadcast, sir.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. Pleasure to be here.
So, Matt, we want to give a shout-out to Hannah. Where's the corn dog? We want a corn dog. We want a corn dog.
We definitely need a corn dog. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it with me, but...
intercepted by Segura just over the crossbar.
Yes, absolutely. She's a little late for her, but... she will be watching the game later. So.
Well, clearly, she's going to get to see the replay. She's going to get to see her dad on here. And look, you and I have been talking for over a year right now. You guys have been so gracious to myself, Panda, the doctor. You guys have been great. We tune into your show, and, you know, it's awesome to see you here in Southern California. We obviously want to go out to Utica, but talk to us about your time. How have you been enjoying Southern California thus far?
Oh, it's a lot warmer than Utica right now.
But you guys brought in that 60-degree cold weather. We don't like it here in SoCal.
Hey, I'm wearing shorts right now. This is perfect. But yeah, the experience has been great. Heading down to San Diego Sunday to watch the game, and making the drive back up to watch a little Ontario Utica. It's been great.
You didn't just make the drive. You made the drive in style. I saw your social media. I saw you earlier in the day. You rented yourself a black Mustang convertible. You're riding in style in SoCal.
Yeah, guy from northern New York that doesn't get warm weather that often.
Whistle on the turf. It looks like the foul's going to be on the kid, Nate Bordeaux. A foul on Justin Stinson.
Yeah, it's been great. I took the opportunity, so it's definitely nice.
So what do you think so far? Obviously, like, this is Utica City's first trip out to the West Coast since they've been branded as Utica City in 2018. What have your thoughts been thus far in the performance of your team?
I mean, they've been playing great so far. We are missing a few players due to injury, especially on the defensive end.
Topete! Oh. He scores a goal! Johnny Topete with a Topete bomb! What a fantastic goal! The Fury double up on their lead. Matt, sorry, I know you're a Utica City fan. We got to take a look at this replay
Yes,
again.
we do.
We see Thiago Gonçalves winding up to Topete, getting past Wilkin. That connection between Topete and Thiago has been deadly. Every game those two connect, they do some things. And we're at immediate timeout. We're going to be back in just a couple of moments for more MASL action here. It's going to be Philly, and we're going to keep having our conversation within the box. Matt Huber back in just a couple of moments.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
We're back here at the start of the third quarter. 7 minutes and 53 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. If you're just tuning in right now, the Ontario Fury are up 8-4, courtesy of a goal by Johnny Topete, putting them up, doubling the lead. And fortunately, I'm here right now with one of you. Oh, Nestor Hernandez nearly took the ball away from Christian Segura. Battle on the boards. Segura, Cisse. Segura there. And Stinson there to intercept. Really quickly, we got the legendary Matt Huber from In the Box. Again, Corn Dog. Plug in your show, man. Let's talk to the viewers. Anybody listening right now on MASL TV, where can they watch you and Adam Granatella?
Yeah, so Adam and I do a show, MASL In the Box, Thursday nights, 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific. Talking anything MASL. I don't know if we're going to talk about this game in particular tomorrow, but
foul on Swift on Stinson,
or on Thursday. But yeah, it's a good time. We have players, coaches, and we had Philly, Panda, Jonathan on. So yeah, Thursday nights.
Awesome. So that's going to be when the next show is?
Yep.
All right, awesome. So we certainly appreciate you being up here in the booth. I know it's not as much fun up here as it is down low watching the action, but Matt, I just got to say it's awesome to finally be meeting you. You're a lot taller in real life than I would have anticipated, and I want to give a shout out to you, Adam, obviously Gio, and a big shout out to your lovely daughter, Hannah. Yeah. Thank you so much for being on here, and we look forward to a lifelong friendship and many more experiences to come.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Good to see you.
Too.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Back now, third quarter, 6 minutes and 38 seconds left to go. That ball comes out of play, deflected off of Justin Stinson. Utica City FC ball. Doctor, you've been gone for a little while. You've been making me the talking head for a good portion of this third quarter, but pretty darn cool to have Werner Roth and Matt Huber in the booth. Got to give a shout out to Gio and Granatella. You guys got to come out to SoCal and hang out with us, brothers.
Yeah, I hope they don't dock my pay for taking a quarter off there, Philly, but fantastic to see two absolute legends join you on the mic here. Werner Roth, wow. And of course, Matt, what a great guy. And shouts to Hannah. You got to listen to your dad on the microphone. What an amazing experience for you. Adam, I'm telling you right now, this better get us broadcast of the week, sir. I'm looking at you.
So what you're doing is you're baiting them to you're giving them some things. You're trying to lobby for rankings. Is that what you're doing? Oh, and that's going to be an own goal off of Joey Tavernisi. But we've got a Superman sighting. Nestor Hernandez is going to get that credit.
Hey,
Red jersey today.
He'll take it all day, twice on Tuesday, for a matter of fact. That's going to go in the books as being a shot and a goal for one other than Nestor Superman Hernandez. Hats off to Utica City for tapping that one in for us, but the goal's going to be racking up. It's now 9-4 as Ontario takes the lead even further.
Whatever Jimmy Norberg said to the Fury in the locker room worked, because they've registered several goals within this third quarter, and they're taking a commanding lead with 5 minutes and 59 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
And with regards to your comments prior to the goal, no shameless pandering, just great to see people promoting this game get the credit.
This is a beautiful game. I'll say it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Greatest sport in North America, hands down. And it looks like it's going to be a foul on the King. Pablo da Silva down on the turf. Frank can't believe it, but gets himself, notches another foul.
Yeah, Frank's third foul of the game, something he is certainly known for. But tonight, finding the back of the net, something he is also known for as well.
Da Silva out to San Luis. He has a battle on the boards with Topete, and the whistle is going to go against the veteran player from Trinidad and Tobago.
Folks, we'd like to see that Flight ball get back in action. Flight, the official match ball of the MASL, designed and produced by Flight expertly for the indoor game. The premier partner of choice, Flight. Challenge everything.
Tayu is trying to find Topete. Blackwood there to take that away. Stinson with some space. Stinson's got himself a goal. Click, 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 boom! Stinger goal, baby, in Ontario, and the Fury find themselves up by 6 goals. It is now 10-4 in Toyota Arena. Doctor, give me the news.
Oh, we got a case of Stinson finding the near post there after Fury had been shooting far post throughout the course of this game. You could see he caught the keeper leaning and guessing, finds the inside of that post. Stinger gets himself back in the scoring column. Fantastic stuff. His 13th goal of the season, and it's great to see Justin, the Stinger Stinson, the man with the golden toes, finding the back of the net.
Stinger clearly getting tired of us saying he's been a little sleepy since that matchup against Baltimore. He's awakened. The Fury has awakened. Toyota Arena is awakened. 10 goals to Utica City's 4. We haven't seen the Ontario Fury score 10 goals in a long time.
The recaps for this game are going to be fantastic. And folks, when it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops with Fox Sports AM 1350. Home of Coach B and Eternal, heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on IE Sportsnet. Be sure to tune in to Fox Sports AM 1350 to get all of your Fury recaps.
And this certainly isn't the start of the third quarter that head coach Ryan Hall on Utica City FC was looking forward to. Ryan Hall had himself a lot of success early on, announced as the head coach for Utica on July the 24th of 2018. He's had a stellar record. He's done a lot of tremendous things, but this is Utica City finds themselves in somewhat of an anomaly of a season. They've had produced winning records prior to the pandemic, and they find themselves in unfamiliar territory, being in a position where they have a losing record and going down big to bigger teams.
Well, one thing we've constantly talked about is the Fury's performance versus the sixth attacker. They've clearly found the solution to that. Run up the goal tally so much you don't have to worry about a sixth attacker. Currently sitting with a 6-goal lead, 5 and change to go here in the third quarter.
But you got to give credit to Utica City. I mean, their average goal scoring in the season has been just below 4. They're above that with still plenty of time to go. De Leon out to Alvarado. Alvarado out to De Leon. De Leon with Tavernisi on him. Back out to Cisse. Cisse trying to find somebody. Stinson on there with Blackwood in front of him. Stinson, St. Charles, Missouri native, passing it out to Alvarado. Chris Toth. Out to Nestor Hernandez. He tries to get by Yelovitz. Yelovitz too much for him. Pushes down Nestor Hernandez. He takes the ball away.
No harm, no foul. Play continues.
Yelovitz out to Isak. Getting across the midfield. Nobody on him, finding some space. Blackwood tried to find Everton off of the boards. There's Segura. Play thwarted by Alvarado. And that ball comes out of play Ontario Fury ball. 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
My goodness, we have had a flurry of goals, and we're sure to see a flurry of highlights this week. Of course, you know it's ski season. That means you got to strap on those Boss Juvanskis.
There it is.
And slide on into some MASL
There it is.
Primetime. Folks, MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interview, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday with Alex Boss Juvanski.
Toth to Gonsalves. Gonsalves getting by Swift. And that looks like it's going to be a whistle on Quinton.
Swift picking up the foul. Gonsalves slow to get up there, touching his face, looking for a little red magic, not finding it. Looks like he's going to be good to get back up and continue.
He's been solid all season. We know earlier on, a few games ago, he did suffer a hamstring strain, but it's nice to see the Brazilian taking care of his business. Thiago Gonsalves, 3 goals, 7 assists coming into this matchup, 10 points. Oh, long ball. That's a goal. Wow. You want to talk about plays of the week? That was it right there. What a fantastic goal. Caught Chris Toth sleeping. Let's look at this replay. Wow.
You can see he just finds the ball, one touch, fires from beyond the halfway arc, catches Chris Toth advancing. He's certainly not happy about that, and it's now 10-5, 15 goals here into the third quarter.
One of the best gunslingers in the Wild Wild West was Billy the Kid, but he got put to shame by Nate the Kid Bordeaux. What an outstanding goal. De Leon on the counter. De Leon with a shot. He's got himself another goal. George De Leon with a rocket, an absolute rocket. Puts the Fury back up another goal, 11-5. Doctor, give me some news.
Look at this. He's wide open left to just take the shot on his own. You can see Goldie trying to get around and mark him, but not enough time. George De Leon finds the back of the net. It is now 11-5. The goals are pouring in here in Toyota Arena.
And Tim Goldman was trying desperately to get back to thwart George De Leon, but George De Leon, again, saying what's up and a happy 60th birthday to the legendary Tattoo, a coach that he once played for. 11-5 in Toyota Arena, 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Like you said, a flurry of goals, and this has been fun. Fun from a lot of perspectives.
Goldie had one of the biggest smiles of the team entering the arena today when we greeted him. Have a feeling he's not going to be smiling so much on his way out today. But, we love Goldie nonetheless.
Isak with De Leon on him. He takes a shot off of the boards. Berto there, bounces off of him, goes over to Chris Toth. De Silva, intercepted by Berto. Nestor out to Berto. Segura. Isak. And it's Pablo De Silva commanding his team from the back line. Utica City doing what they can, anything they can to rally back into this game, but they find themselves with a huge mountain to climb. Cisse to Berto. Berto passing it out to Toth.
Berto, strong pass back there to the keeper. Toth handled it calm as you like.
Stinson with Goldman in front of him. Passes it out to Pacheco. He opened up the scoring line earlier on in this game. Out to Alvarado. Cisse. Cisse to Stinson. Stinson trying to get by Vitali. Some space. Nowhere to go, nobody to pass to.
A beautiful centering feed there from Stinson, just no one on the back end.
But he's been everywhere. Clearly that goal has rejuvenated him. He takes a shot blocked by Goldman. And it is Wilkin there to scoop it up. Passing it out to De Silva. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Bordeaux, who had an amazing goal just a few minutes ago. Great footwork by Gonsalves. Tavernisi with Raymond on his side. He takes a shot high into the netting. And it is going to be a goalkeeper distribution for the Ontario Fury.
Well, one thing this game is not going to do is chill, but folks, we'd like to remind you about Chill Brands, the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping our athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the MASL Chill Brands.
And that is Gonsalves to Pittman. Pittman out to De Leon. De Leon with Everton in front of him. Oh, the veteran. Alvarado with Tavernisi in front of him. Gonsalves out to Pittman. Tried to go out to Pittman, but that ball comes out of play. Ball comes back out to Utica City FC. Yelovitz on the restart. Passing it out to Domenico. Domenico with De Leon on him. Back out to Wilkin. Launches it down low to Pete. Intercepts. Bordeaux. Chest traps it off of the boards to Bordeaux. Tried to find Yelovitz, but Fury are there. Tayu.
Just could not bring that ball down as it sailed high over his right knee, or Frank was going to be one-on-one with the keeper.
Under a minute to go here in Toyota Arena. This is San Luis. There's a shot saved by Chris Toth.
Fantastic save by Toth.
Shot. Another kick save. And Toth gets his hand on the ball. Mighty Mouse nearly had himself a goal. Let's take a look at this replay again. Yelovitz with a shot saved by Toth.
Brilliant save by Toth. Sailing to his right, just off the tips of his fingers and able to direct it into the boards.
Great save by a great keeper. 34.7 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Folks, if you're just joining us right now, the Ontario Fury have opened up the scoring, leading by 6 goals, 11-5 against Utica City FC. De Silva out to his keeper. Wilkin off of the boards. Finding San Luis. San Luis with Berto on him. Passes it out. Raymond was wide open. Tried to find Isak, but Fury there to break it up. San Luis, Berto on him. Frank, it's Frank with a one-on-one. Frank with a shot. Boom! Golazo!
Frank Tayu, for the very 4th time, finds the back of the net. He's one-on-one, sails in and just top bins, knocking bottles down off that top shelf. Frank Tayu never going to be stopped from that angle. My goodness, Frank is certainly putting a stamp on this game. The 4th goal for the King. He now has 19 on the season. When are the goals going to end, Philly?
You can't stop Frank. You can only hope to contain him. And contain him is something that Utica City FC has not been able to do. Tayu having a Jordan-esque performance on the evening. He's either going to not do anything or burst out in a storm, in a flurry of goals. Frank's been furious as of late. He wants to let everybody in this league know, I'm the king, I reign supreme, this is my house, and I'm going to sing.
Hat tricks, not enough for the King.
So Petty off of the boards. Yelovitz there. And that is the end of the third quarter. The Ontario Fury have a very, very comfortable 12-5 lead against Utica City. A flurry of Fury goals. Let's take a look at this replay again. Frank one-on-one with Wilkin. A golazo if I've ever seen one. Golazo mio. The King with an absolute amazing shot. Let's take a look at it from another angle. Blasts one. Wilkin did not have a chance. Fury find themselves up 12-5 at the end of the third quarter, and we will be back in just a couple of moments with the start of the fourth quarter. After a couple of commercials, we'll be back at Toyota Arena.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Folks, we'd like to remind you that National Community Renaissance and the Hope Through Housing Foundation provide high-quality, affordable apartment homes and supportive services that inspire hope, present opportunity, and generate prosperity while empowering individuals of all ages. Join us in transforming lives and communities at hopethroughhousing.org. There has been so much action in this match. You're not going to miss any of it if you're paying attention to MASL social media. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter.
This third quarter has been clown shoes. We've seen 9 goals between these two teams. That is a game within itself. This third quarter was packed, full of action. And obviously, if you're on the Ontario Fury side, it's been splendid. If you're on Utica City FC side, it's been a learning curve. We could put it that way. But man, 9 goals within a third quarter, you just don't see that out of the outdoor game, do you?
Well, we told the Fury they needed to just play their brand of soccer at the beginning of the broadcast. Don't do what you did when you went to Utica City and allow them to dictate the tempo. You can certainly say the Fury have dictated the tempo so far, Philly.
They clearly have, but look, in the world of indoor soccer, no game is out of hand. Utica City can do whatever they need to do in order to creep back up into this game, but they still have a huge hill to climb, and as we see out in Ontario, there's plenty of hills, and they're quite steep. Fourth quarter underway. If you're joining us right now, 12-5 Ontario Fury. If you missed the third quarter, you practically missed the game. What a pass from Nestor to Stinson. Stinson tried to find Gonsalves. Gonsalves out past the midfield to Uzi Tayu. Uzi out to Pacheco. Pacheco finding Stinson. How he got by Raymond is beyond me. What footwork by the Stinger. Goldman there to break things up. We haven't heard much from Big Tim Goldman.
Oh, tricky stuff from the Stinger.
And that's Tayu. Uzi with a bunny. Just misses. Just listening for goal confirmation. It was indeed Frank with his 4th goal. Izzy Cisse doing a great job thwarting an effort by Stefan Saint-Louis.
Fires one just over the head of LeSharon in that front row there. Shouts to our dear friend once again.
Got a lot of friends in the crowd tonight. I love this. I love this game, love this league, love the action that we're seeing. If this game goes into a shootout, I'm going to retire.
Well, if this game goes into a shootout, Utica City FC might have one of the greatest quarters in the history of this league.
Well, they need to get on the scoring line immediately if that's going to happen. Been a rough outing for the boys from the Northeast.
Oh, Pittman just took a shot there. He's holding his nose. He did not like that.
Vitali with Berto on him. Off of the boards to San Luis. San Luis winds up trying to find Tavernisi, but scooping it up is Chris Toth. Berto out to De Leon. De Leon having himself a marvelous game thus far. Off of the boards to Topete. Topete, he himself has scored a goal in this matchup. De Leon out to Berto. Berto with bombs, Berto with bumps. Berto doing a great job today.
Berto with a brace.
A Berto brace, something we haven't said very often. Happy to call that. Great pickup by you, Doctor. Tayu tried to find Jeff Hughes, but Domenico Vitali was there to break it up. Topete with Goldman on him, passing out to Tayu. Tayu making his move. Out to Hughes. Hughes over the boards. Alvarado. It's Isak there, intercepting the ball. Great defense. And it's him one-on-one with Alvarado. He winds up into the netting. Goalkeeper distribution for the Fury.
Folks, MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page so you don't miss a note.
Pacheco out to Gonçalves. Gonçalves finding Hernandez, but Jelovic was there to break that up. Ball out, Jelovic with Hernandez back on him. Raymond, member of the San Diego Sockers last season, played in a couple of matches, got himself a championship ring. I believe he was honored down at Pechanga Arena this past Sunday when Utica City took on San Diego.
Yeah, the first time San Diego fans got to congratulate him on a championship, unless they made the trip up here to Toyota Arena. Of course, with the difficulties of last year and COVID ever present, many of those San Diego fans didn't get to see some of the stars that helped them win that championship.
Which is pretty crazy. I mean, the broadcast team at San Diego alluded to it. William Van Zella didn't get a chance to play at Pechanga Arena. I mean, a historic arena with a lot of banners. I'm sure Raymond certainly appreciated getting his ring that day. Broken up by Vittorio. De Silva with Tayu. That ball comes out of play. Utica City ball. 11 minutes and 23 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Ontario Fury 12, Utica City FC 5.
A game that was fairly close throughout the course of the first half has become a laugher for the Fury with a 7-goal lead here in the fourth.
You don't want to take things for granted. They still need to buckle up and do what they got to do against this defense. Well, with their defense, rather. Hernandez. Little bit of tiki-taka. Oh, De Leon with De Silva on him. And that's going to be a foul on Pablo. Great sportsmanship by the veteran out with De Leon, helping picking him up.
Yeah, just lost his balance there, ended up taking De Leon with him. I have to say, the veteran has been showing some wheels today. He doesn't look his age, that's for sure. He's been moving fantastic.
And again, shout out to Everton. Everton, despite having not played in 3 years, has also looked pretty good today. It's been the veterans that have kept Utica City in this game. For a man who's above the age of 40, residing on the fourth floor, I certainly appreciate the efforts of Pablo De Silva and Everton. Topete to Stinson, intercepted by Raymond. Ball kicked out of play by Topete.
Folks, we'd like to give a shout out to IEHP, the Inland Empire Health Providers. For the past 25 years, IEHP has been helping people get the care they need when they need it most. Visit IEHP.org to learn more.
We needed some of the IEHP during the last matchup against Tacoma. Fortunately, we get to utilize more of the chill brands today.
Yes, no defibrillators necessary for tonight's match.
San Luis with Berto on him. Passing it out. Topete intercepts, but it's Isak there to break that up. A pass to Tayu could have shortly led to a Fury counter. Battle on the boards. Out to San Luis. Trying to find Tavernisi, but not enough mustard. Berto there to head it out of trouble.
Berto everywhere tonight on the defensive end and the offensive end.
Tavernisi. Utica City FC still hustling. You got to admire the grind. They're still playing this game exceptionally hard. Hats off, professionals.
Well, that ball played from the defensive end out, but through the open door of the Utica City bench. Utica asking for a top-of-the-arc restart. Ontario and the referees doesn't look like they're buying.
And the restart is going to come towards Utica City.
Oh, Utica will get the ball, though. Interesting.
It's going to be Everton taking the ball on the restart. If you haven't kept up with the news, you're not seeing things, folks. Everton is a member of Utica City FC, and he has been doing business as a member of this team. Wilkin with Hernandez on him. Nestor bumps him out. He can't believe it, but foul on Hernandez.
We got Stryker in the booth. Oh, we're getting pawed by a mountain lion.
Not only do we have Stryker in the booth, I got a whisker in my eyeball. Whoa! A header by Everton nearly got past Chris Toth. Stryker, you've been doing things. We've been hearing you bang on the boards. We know you kind of hurt yourself in the last game. It's nice to see you back up. Mr. Mountain Lion.
You can't keep the Puma down, that's for sure.
He's a mountain lion. He's a mountain lion, and he's got his paws on you, so be very, very careful how you're speaking to him. One slit of those nails, ouch. Oh, and we got him on the screen. Stryker, you're on camera, buddy. Turn around. Stryker, turn around.
Say hello to the faithful, Stryker. There you are.
Stryker.
The greatest mascot in the indoor game, Stryker in the booth.
Stryker, who has 2 thumbs and is greater than Sonny? You are, that's right. That's right. Just kidding, folks. We love Stryker. We certainly do. Good to see you. Keep up the good work. Shot.
And we got a goal!
Oh, Golazo Topete! Is this a Stryker streak? We get a goal with Stryker in the booth?
I think Stryker should get the assist on that goal.
Clearly. Where's that replay? Let's look at that again. Boom! And who's the connection? Thiago Gonçalves and Johnny Topete. When these two connect, beautiful magic happens.
Oh, the connection of Thiago and Topete shows itself once again. A beautiful pass across the yellow line. Johnny T takes it to the back of the net.
And this game is getting out of hand very quickly for Utica City FC. The worst thing that happened to them is their momentum got killed by a halftime, because it has been all fury thus far in the second half.
It is now 13-5 with 9 minutes left to go.
Johnny Topete notching himself another goal. Fantastic. Gonçalves notching himself another assist. 13-5 with 8 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter.
Fury are going to get themselves a chance here from just outside the corner spot to put this one in. Looks like UCFC with the ball and a chance to try and claw themselves back out from this 8-goal deficit.
The hill gets steeper and steeper. Pass out. Segura, Mighty Mouse winding up with a shot. Blocked by Uzi Tayu. Mighty Mouse, Utica City's looking for him to save the day, but Uzi Tayu is there to thwart that effort. Ball comes back to the keeper, Brian Wilkin. Out to Everton. Everton dumping it down low. Cisse there to intercept. Try to play it off of the boards to clear Nate the Kid Bordeaux, but that ball comes out of play. Utica City FC ball.
If he'd have just got that ball loose, he had Nestor Hernandez streaking down the middle of the pitch. Superman unable to get on the other end as it goes into the bench.
Everton with a shot. Kick saved by Toth. Off of the boards. Intercepted by Bordeaux. Bordeaux tried to thread the needle to find Segura, but Chris Toth's outstretched arms broke that play up. De Silva. Off of the boards to try to find San Luis, but Topete there. It's Stinson with Tayu on the counter. Tayu and Stinson. Goldman there to break it up. Great defense by the young defender. The young forward, rather.
I love how Stinson is able to head the ball back to his own feet and not miss a beat in stride. He is just designed for the indoor game, that skill set. My goodness, Stinson, what a player.
He'd make a heck of a freestyler. Probably a heck of a tech ball player, too. Yelovitz. Off of the boards to San Luis. Topete playing really good defense. Hughes to Tayu. Yelovitz to Raymond. Raymond out to Tavernisi. Tavernisi over the boards. Try to find San Luis. Raymond with Stinson on him. Passes it out to Isak. Isak trying to get by Stinson. Finding space. He has a shot just to the left of the board, to the left of the post. Broken up by the Fury.
You know, hats off to UCFC. They are still scrapping and fighting despite being down 8 with 7 to go.
Yelovitz to Isak. Raymond with Tayu in front of him. Raymond out. Tavernisi, a little too much mustard. Jeff Hughes there. Oh, a little more. Tayu with Yelovitz. Tayu turned his head thinking that he was going to get the ball. A little disappointed in the fact that he didn't, but Jeff Hughes was there trying to find him, and his momentary turn of the head broke that play up. If Tayu kept his eyes on it, that could have been another goal and another counter for the Fury.
Well, kids, take your lesson. Never take your eye off the ball.
Pacheco with Hernandez to the left of him. Pacheco saved! What a fantastic save by Wilkin.
I don't know if he saved it or if it just struck him in the dome piece there. We've got concussion protocol. He's down on the pitch. We've got the trainer rushing out to attend to Wilkin.
And a timeout.
Oh, something you never want to see. And a media timeout's going to give him a chance to recover. Folks, we're going to go ahead and send it out to a break. We will be right back in just a moment. Oh, my goodness, look at that. Right off the side of the head. Ay, ay, ay. We will be right back in just a few short moments, folks, after these messages powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out and back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Andrew Coughlin comes in, replacing Wilkins in goal as the Fury get the restart. Andrew Coughlin, 646 goals on shots average against him so far, giving up just about 7 goals per game so far this season. Certainly a serviceable replacement for Wilkins. We hope he is all right, as he is going to be taking some tests on the bench to make sure that he's okay, Philly.
Serviceable. They call him Mr. Stretch for a reason. 6th season in the MASL, 3rd with UCFC, Syracuse and Canisius College. He finished with several records for Canisius as a keeper. Very, very good keeper with his own right, splitting time in between the pipes with the young Brian Wilkin.
Yeah, the former Syracuse Silver Knight, been with the team for the last 3 seasons, finds his way in, and our best regards to Mr. Wilkins. Hope you're all right, sir.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, we saw that not too long ago with Chris Toth having to come out, taking a shot to the dome, Clayson DeLima replacing. You hate to see, whoa, Travis Pittman, whoa, where the heck did that come from? Are you kidding me? Travis Pittman, wow, golazo mio. I gotta stand up and sing a song. What an incredible goal. Interception from way out there, from downtown. Doctor.
My word, que golazo! What an absolute curler to the top corner from Travis Pittman. Boss Juvansky, I hope you're watching, because it's prime time here in Toyota Arena. What a goal, Travis Pittman.
Between him and Nate Bordeaux, they've been having several shots from practically in the midfield. Wow. Again, indoor soccer like hockey. If you take your eyes off of the game for a couple of seconds, you miss a bunch of stuff. And we got a timeout on the turf.
Yeah, timeout's going to be charged to UCFC. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a moment. And we are back here in Toyota Arena. It is now a 9-goal lead for the Ontario Fury.
And it looks like Coughlin is out acting as a sixth attacker. We know how that's gone for the Fury thus far this season. Stinson with a shot. Can he have the distance? Oh, just to the left of the crossbar. That would have been an even crazier goal than Pittman's.
My goodness, Justin Stinson almost found Fury's 15th of the night.
Folks, if you're wondering when the Ontario Fury play their next home game, we're looking at next Monday, February the 7th at 7:05. That's right, it's a Monday. We are hitting every day of the week in the MASL as they take on the Tacoma Stars for the second time this season. As far as Utica City FC is concerned, they are on the road against the Baltimore Blast on February the 5th. Still plenty of tickets in Toyota Arena for that Monday night matchup against Tacoma.
Come see the...
Fury would like to get a bit of revenge. That was a crazy overtime loss. It was a shootout loss, the second straight one in Toyota Arena.
For those of you sitting in your igloos in upstate New York, if you're looking for housing here in beautiful sunny Southern California, we'd like to remind you that Frontier Communities, your hometown builder, is a proud sponsor of the Ontario Fury. They don't just build homes, they build communities for generations to live, enjoy, and love. Your dream home is our mission at fhcommunities.org.
That was Hernandez trying to let one go, but Coughlin was there to pick it up. The ball had the distance, it just didn't have the angle.
Oh, I thought I had time to get that read in, Philly. I almost talked our way through another goal, reminiscent of our game versus the Stars there. My bad.
Quite a difference, though, in terms of the scoring line. We haven't seen the Fury put up 14 goals all season. There's been an offensive explosion by it. You called it out during the keys to the game. The Fury need to play Fury soccer, and Fury soccer is scoring a lot of goals. Wow, what a deflection. You know, Travis Pittman, a really nice addition to this Ontario Fury team. People wondered if he could continue to do his thing in indoor soccer. Travis Pittman, an outstanding player and playing awesome indoor soccer, for Ontario. A couple of goals, great defense. Great addition to the Fury lineup.
Yeah, he's trying to bump De Silva out of goal of the week honors with that wonder curler to the top corner he just showed.
Yeah, playing great defense. He's not a small guy. And for those that don't know, he played college with Frank. Oh.
Frank getting called for the strong arm.
Oh, I mean, that was your 15th goal right there. And talk about Tacoma. Tacoma was another team that had 15 goals earlier in the season. But anyway, going back to Pittman, he played college soccer with Uzi and Frank at West Virginia. Frank stiff arms De Silva, and he gets called for it. Unless I missed something, that looks like it was the call. Everton on the restart to De Silva. Everton to Tavernisi, back out to Everton. Coughlin. Off of the boards to Yelovitz. Frank nearly intercepts. Pacheco lets it go. And it's Frank. Foot race. Frank, he's got a goal. Another goal. 15th goal of the game for Ontario. A 10-goal advantage for the home team. Replay coming right up.
Wow, it's just a foot race versus the empty net. Frank beating Coughlin back as this ball comes loose. Pacheco firing it down. Frank in the foot race, and he's going to find the back of the net for the very 5th time. Frank Tayu, number 5 on the night, number 20 on the season. He's officially into that 3rd set of 10. Frank.
Hats off to Coughlin. He fought hard to make that play not happen, but Frank a little too much, and the Fury a bit too much for Utica City. 15-5 in the 4th quarter. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in this game.
The 20th goal of the game and the 20th goal of the season for the King.
Amazing. Coughlin to De Silva. De Silva back out to Coughlin. He's got some space. Out to Yelovitz. Yelovitz with Topete on him. Coughlin to De Silva. Through ball. Shot off of the boards. Nestor Hernandez there to clean it up. Quick line change for the Fury. Nestor Pacheco out. Verto and Tayu in.
Nestor unselfishly going for the line change there and not the goal. Bit of sportsmanship from Superman.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. De Silva to Everton. It's been a very, very rough West Coast trip for Utica City thus far.
Still got the goalie up in the offensive end, down 10 goals with a minute and a half left.
Yelovitz tried to do a cheeky chip in, but Toth there to break it up. Fury on the counter. It's Stinson. It's Tayu. Yelovitz there to break up Stinson's counter, and we have a whistle.
Yeah, Yelovitz on Stinson there, just a little bit of a push as he was heading into the boards. They gave the play a little bit of breath there to see if Stinson could play out of it, but as nothing amounted, they went ahead and whistled the common foul.
We start out to Berto. Like we were saying earlier on, the next home game for the Fury is on Monday, February the 7th against Tacoma. The rematch, it is going to be the second out of 5 matches between the Fury and Tacoma this season. Tacoma winning in an overtime shootout on Sunday night here in Ontario.
And look at UCFC still pressing on the Bold.
Under a minute to go in this fourth quarter.
And Cisse saying, guys, come on, it's over. Just let it go. Let's not let anyone get hurt. Let's go ahead and let the final minutes go ahead and wind down off the clock. With a 10-goal lead, the Fury are going to go ahead and play this out. Folks, one of the best ways to stay on top of your Ontario Fury action is to tune into Striking Fury, the official podcast of your Ontario Fury, hosted by none other than the voice of Fury himself, Christian Philemon, his lovely wife, Amanda the Panda, and added to the lineup this season, why, that would be me, the Doctor. And you can tune in on all your favorite podcast platforms. Check out Striking Fury, the official podcast of the Ontario Fury.
We'll no doubt create a podcast within the next day or so, possibly with a Fury interview as well. I look at that commercial and I think, God, I wish I still had that head of hair.
Well, this game is going to have primetime written all over it. Folks, MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Wednesday on MASL TV with Alex Bastuansky. Philly, this game comes to an end. 20 goals were scored. Frank finds his 20th of the season. You have to give him man of the match honors with a 5-goal performance from the King.
So many unbelievable goals in this game, and honestly, from both sides of the field. Bordeaux had a tremendous goal. It was
Travis Pittman. My goodness,
oh my God.
what a goal!
This was the kind of game Ontario needs in order to get themselves back in the hunt. Look, the only team that's ahead of them in the West is San Diego, and San Diego obviously running away with things. But with Tacoma clawing away and Chihuahua starting to get a couple of wins under their belt, Ontario needs to do what they got to do to pile up on the W's. And this very much was a statement game. Again, we haven't seen 15 goals by too many teams this season. We saw it with Tacoma. We're now seeing it with Ontario. And again, could this be what the Fury need to go back and gain that momentum for that hashtag championship bound slogan they've been promoting all year?
What a game. 20 goals. We had an appearance from soccer legend Werner Roth joining you in the booth. We also got to check in with Matt Huber from Inside the Box as well, too. Some great guests for an absolutely one-sided affair we had here in Toyota Arena. Your final score, folks, Ontario Fury 15, Utica City FC 5. We are just moments away from heading pitch side with Panda as we head to the third member of our broadcast team here in just a moment. She's going to grab herself an interview with, it looks like, assistant coach Corey Murray. Not entirely sure who she's going to be grabbing, but we'll be heading down to your lovely wife in just a moment, Philly.
We might have faces for radio, but Panda clearly has a face for TV. Certainly happy that Panda is back. Certainly happy to have pitch side with Panda. We really were looking forward to the Doctor's domain, but you didn't really get that opportunity. But again, we're moments away from pitch side with Panda.
Yeah, well, I tried to get Corey Murray. Unfortunately, we just couldn't snag the interview in our last game, but Panda hopefully able to snag one of those Fury players to talk about a benchmark game, a game that absolutely stamped championship bound back on this franchise. If we learned anything from last season, we know that simply making the playoffs is all you need to win yourself a championship. The San Diego Sockers proved that, heading into the playoffs with one of the worst records in the league and still stormed their way to a championship. And the Fury know they don't need first place to win that Ron Newman Cup this year. They've simply got to continue to distance themselves from the rest of the teams beneath them in the table. And that is exactly how they're going to find their way into the playoffs if they are going to go ahead and try and head for that championship. At the end of the game, folks, Utica City FC 21 shots, the Ontario Fury 24. Fairly even in the shots, but not even close to even in the scoring column.
No, I mean, Utica City did manage to get 2 goals past Chris Toth in the third quarter, but within the second half, the Fury managed to score 10 goals to break open this game. 15-5, their biggest win in quite a long time. And we're still waiting for a pitch side with Panda.
She's attempting to rally herself. Perhaps Jimmy Nordberg. We're not entirely sure who Panda's going to rally down there. Philly, it was all defined in that third quarter. A 7-goal performance by the Ontario Fury in that third quarter. Certainly the decisive moment in this game.
And it certainly does look like Panda's going to be pitch side with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. And we're going to head down to the turf. Panda, pitch side with Panda with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. Take it away, Panda.
You ready? Hi guys, I'm here with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. Jimmy, I know you weren't real happy with the way the first half went, but can you tell me what adjustments you made at the half and how you felt the second half went and what they did to kind of turn things around?
Yeah, I thought we were focused, came in and moved the ball a little bit quicker and defended better, and that gave us opportunities to be able to score, so I was pleased with it.
You know, after 2 really, really hard-fought matches here at home that ended in losses in overtime, it's got to feel good to pull out a win in front of our home crowd. How are you guys feeling? How is the vibe right now with everybody on the bench?
Well, 3 points is 3 points, so we're obviously very happy about that, but we got a lot of things we have to clean up.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to it. I think we're all happy with what we saw tonight, and good luck in our next matches. We can't wait to see you guys.
Thank you, fans, for coming out. You guys were great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Well, there you have an ecstatic head coach, Jimmy Nordberg, returning to his coaching responsibilities tonight, and his team found the back of the net 15 times. My word, what a performance by the Ontario Fury tonight. A benchmark performance, if I could ever say so.
And a true competitor, the reigning coach of the year. Despite scoring 15 goals, despite the fact that his team won by 10, he still feels that the Fury have plenty of things to clean up in order to truly make this a hashtag championship-bound season. But, you know, we got to welcome him back. It was a big deal not having him part of the coaching staff last game, and having him come back, I don't know what it was that he said in the locker room, but obviously he turned his team around.
As here we run through the highlights of the game, this might take us about 20 minutes, even if we just show the goals. My goodness, that was our first one of the night there with Pacheco finding the back of the net. And here we have just an absolutely brilliant top bins goal from Bordeaux. Wonderful stuff.
And of course, we're looking at this once again. Bordeaux had a couple of really great goals. Chris Toth trying to get a hand on it. Utica City kept it close within the first 30 minutes of action. We see a play off of the boards. It's Berto running the counter with Uzi Tayu, but Berto winding up, slamming it home. A Berto bomb right there. And that would be the first of many of Berto's goals this game.
Yeah, we had ourselves a Berto brace today. This was him opening his account in the game today. You can see, looks like keeper thinks the ball's going off the boards to the other attacker. And Berto says, no thanks, I'll just take it to the back post myself. Finds the far right side and just bang, back of the net.
Fantastic goal. The Fury would see the back of the net several times. We said punching the polyurethane last season, and we certainly saw a lot of that. There's Frank Tayu winding up, wielding his mighty scepter, slotting one home. Fantastic goal.
The first of 5 by King Frank. Philly, I was worried about your voice after 2 back-to-back overtime shootouts. And, of course, the Fury come back, and you have to call 20 golazos in the course of this game. I don't know how you're managing to keep your voice going. This was an absolutely wonderful set-piece goal, something that UCFC has certainly shown a turnaround in this season. Prior to the addition of that veteran talent, their set-piece goals were just simply not finding the back of the net. And here we have another worldie after that sensational goal they scored versus San Diego. Great to see the veterans finding the back of the net.
We're taking a look at another shot. Frank Tayu, that was a bomb if I've ever seen one this season from the King. Taking a look. Wilkin had no opportunity to save that. You saw that. It was a rocket to Russia, to quote a Ramones album.
What a brilliant save there by Chris Toth. Quick reaction, gets down, big frame, takes it off the knee, doesn't let himself get 5-holed.
And he was everywhere, making 10 saves on the match, only allowing 5 goals.
Oh, this goal by San Luis. Great muscle in the middle of the pitch to find the ball and just beating Toth to the far side. Fantastic stuff from San Luis.
Yep, we see Christian Segura with a shot saved by Chris Toth. Chris Toth made some tremendous saves, certainly kept the Fury within this matchup. I mean, there's just so much action within this game. And then we see that Everton chesting it past Toth. Shot off of the boards by Bordeaux. He gets the assist. Everton gets another goal. Taking a look at another replay.
Chris Toth clearing this ball out. It finds Frank Tayu. What an assist. An absolute brilliant dime there as he's able to find Georgie down there in the far right corner. That is just wonderful stuff from Frank Tayu. This assist from well into his own defensive half, perfectly placed. De Leon doesn't even need to settle the ball and touch it. He just waits for it to calm himself. And look at it find them. Look how far out Frank is. Look at that dime. No need to touch it, just waits and slots it.
And you got to credit Uzi Tayu, because had Uzi not found his brother Frank, that play would have never happened. And here's a mistake by Utica City FC, and we see a Berto bump rather than a bomb, but another goal for Robert Palmer.
Yeah, Berto getting the Berto brace. He was the one who called game versus UCFC last time. Great to see the defender opening his scoring account. Tough stuff there from the keeper. Just a miscommunication. Plays the ball the wrong direction, and boom, Berto bomb.
And this connection being a thing that we're all loving right now. It's Thiago Gonçalves to Johnny Topete. They've connected on a number of times this season, and here's another example of just that. Johnny Topete winds up, blasts one past the keeper. Another Fury goal.
Yeah, brilliant 5-hole shot here. Just put it on frame. You never know what can happen.
Megs Wilkin. Taking a look at Nestor Hernandez, and that was an own goal right there. Nestor hits it off of the boards. That comes off of Joey Tavernisi, off a big Rav Tav.
Great to see Nestor finding the scoring sheet for the second time this season. Everybody loves the Superman sighting, with the red S being shown to the Fury faithful here today.
And of course, and the highlights don't stop here. They keep going. Like the Energizer Buddy, they keep going and going. We see Justin Stinson with a nice shot to the left or to the right, depending on what angle you're looking at.
Yeah, this was smart. Smart stuff here, Philly, as the Fury had been going far post throughout the course of the whole game. Stinger, with just a smart football head on his shoulders, knows that it's time to mix it up, goes near post and finds the back of the goal.
Near side of the post. Again, he's been, he probably heard us. That was a goal from midfield, Nate Bordeaux. Chris Toth, well out of position. I would have called that the goal of the game had we not seen a couple of more opportunities. Another shot, another goal. George De Leon with Tim Goldman all over him. He slots it home. Another fantastic goal from the young man from Waco, Texas.
Beautiful stuff. This is going to be a fantastic save by Toth. This is the save of the game for me.
Clearly.
Just flying to his right, gets his fingertips on it, is able to redirect that ball into the boards. Looks like it was going top corner, and Frank, all alone, bang, nailed it. That was his 4th of the game at this point.
Don't see much of that this season, Frank one-on-one, but when he's one-on-one, that is dangerous. Dangerous. So much space. See Topete winding up. Another golazo by Johnny.
Is that another Thiago to Topete connection?
Again, we've been seeing that time and time again. There's a shot by Pittman. That was a gorgeous goal.
This is goal of the game for me. A brilliant curler, finds the top corner from deep downtown. Here's Frank against the empty net, who's just able to tap it in. That was number 5 for Frank. Wonderful stuff. Helps the keeper up. Doesn't even celebrate. He knows the game is well gone at that point. Some sportsmanship from the King, even when he's firing his 5th one home.
All right, folks. Thank you again for joining us on MASL TV on YouTube. Utica City FC in Ontario, the scoring line ending 15-5. Join us back again next Monday as the Ontario Fury take on the Tacoma Stars in their 2nd of 5 matches this season. We can't wait to see you. MASL action on a Tuesday. We're going to give it to you on a Monday. Let's put MASL on YouTube every day of the week. The greatest sport in America. We certainly love this, and we certainly appreciate it and loved having you on this broadcast. Have a good night. Shout out to everybody on the East Coast that stayed up. Shout out to everybody in the arena. Shout out to everybody watching it on the West Coast. And we'll see you in less than a week here in Toyota Arena. Have a good night. On behalf of the doctor and Philly and our production staff, the great Mike Zapata, thank you so much. We'll see y'all soon.
Gong Hai Fat Choi.